To the worldwide press media, we talk today about the other Star Trek.
Orville.
Yes. See, I really wish I had a model of Orville. I really want to. I feel like that's been missing out on our content, Orville flybys.
Yeah.
The ships aren't that complicated. It'd be fun to have them all. Model kits, guys.
We already have 2 super chats, so let's get to those right away.
Hi, guys.
500 rubles.
Oh.
Finally. Well, we're here. And Joseph Petrick puts in €2. Will we talk Trek or will we not? See the pun? Or will we?
I think.
Ha! I'm sure Trek will come up, but this is too underperformed for this season, so we decided.
You. This is. And he froze. It was very anticlimactic.
Really?
Yes. What did you say?
Am I back now?
Yes. What did you say?
I said. I don't know what I said. What was the first thing I said that got cut off?
Low views, I think. I think that's what you were going for. Why we sort of didn't do more reviews after episode 2.
Oh yes, because low turnout, yeah. So we decided to just kind of clump them together. What we're going to do is go through episodes 3 through 7 right now. Just kind of give us whether we liked it, what we liked most about the episode, and then kind of do a quick on each one. Then we're going to go back and talk about the things we really liked. So we're going to cover them all kind of fast, and then we'll talk about your super chats, of course, what you guys liked about the episodes, and yeah.
Although, fast in the sense of fast compared to our normal 2-hour reviews for one episode. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
we're obviously going to try to fit a lot in.
Yeah, we definitely can't do that, so.
No, that would be... I mean... Okay, if 10,000 of you tune in, we will watch and talk about each episode for 2 hours. Would you do that, Stu, if we got $1,000 by Super Chat?
Sure. After Discovery, we might go back and do episode breakdowns of these as well. We'll see.
Maybe. Did you like my thumbnail,
way
by the
back...
way? Because they're all, it's the theme of each episode.
Yeah. Way Back Tech puts in $5. About fucking time we got some Orville. We just talked about why we haven't been doing it, but Lizzie Smith puts in £1.99 just because I want Orville reviews back. Thank you, Lizzie. Michael Smith puts in $2. Jaloja. Well, we've already covered the Jaloja episode and the second episode with Bortus's weird porn addiction.
And we are hoping that 200-ish of you will watch, because that would be a good sign as for future streams, because our first one was about 80 people, and that was whoa, we normally get about 220. So hopefully this will keep climbing over the next little bit as we can talk about the episodes. But I will now share.
Yes.
Why don't you summarize, in simple words, these 4 episodes, basic story, and then we'll jump back to the start.
Oh, that's so easy, yeah. Go ahead. Do your thing. Just ignore me.
What? No, you summarize. I'm going to share.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Go.
Okay,
do
good
your
luck.
thing. Stop talking to me, and I'll get to it. There you go. Episode 3 is called Home. It's where Laura has to leave the ship and head home to kind of rejuvenate her powers or prevent the muscular breakdown, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, and she eventually decides to stay on her planet. So, simple breakdown, there you go. Laura is out of here. Orville, episode 4, called Nothing Left on Earth Excepting Fishes. And this is the whole Vok Tyler reveal of the krill lady that Mercer falls for. Go on a little bit of a trip, get kidnapped by the krill, and have to work together. And the typical, we have to get this transmitter to the highest point, which has been done multiple times by every series, I think. Again, that's not one of my favorite ones, but it's a really good episode. So yeah, she eventually sends her off to the krill again, and that's the end of that episode. So it's a good episode. Episode 5, All the World's a Birthday Cake. This is with Bortus and Kelly's birthdays, and they find a new planet, do first contact, and then the planet finds out that they were born and they're Gilliac because of their birth sign, which puts them in jail, and then we got to create a fake star so that these people can get out of their medieval thinking.
Oh yeah, massive spoiler warning.
Oh, absolutely.
Said that. Ultra mega super massive spoiler warning.
I think they know that though.
Yes.
So they create this fake star and get people released and blah blah blah. That's basically it for that one. Good episode as well. Again, not one of my favorites. Episode 4 and 5 are kind of blah for me. Still very well done though, and well, they can be well done, and I can find them blah. So. Anyway, episode 6, Happy Refrain. This is where there's the Isaac and Dr. Claire relationship. We get to actually see Isaac as his human self. And fantastic episode. Love the way it ends. They get together, they break up, and then they get back together again. So very heartwarming, very touching. And again, not one of my favorite episodes from this season, but very well done. Can't complain about it. Just, it's the lovey-tovey story. It kind of doesn't do it for me. So, Orville, episode 7, Deflectors. This is where the deflector system on the Orville gets upgraded, which comes in important later for what we talk about tomorrow, and that's episodes 1 and 2, or part 1 and 2 of Identity. But anyway, the Orville's deflectors get upgraded by a Mocklin engineer, and he turns out that he really likes the ladies, which is not a good thing on their planet. And he has a relationship with the new security officer. I can't think of her name right off the top of my head. But I like her actually better than Alara, so I'm going to say that right now. Yeah, Alara was all right, but the new one is far superior. So, yeah, anyway. And then, of course, he fakes his own death, blames... Bortus's mate, Keldon. And basically it's a murder mystery. We have to solve it. He's not actually dead. He's hiding on the ship, a la Court Martial from TOS. And they find him, and they send him back to Mocklin, but he gets judgment against him. We don't know what happens to him, but I assume something bad, even though I have a feeling he's going to come back, perhaps. Maybe something happens. Anyway, so that's that episode.
Well, let's just call that a good summary and then jump back to the first one, otherwise...
Yes.
So it's nice to hear your first reaction to some. So kind of that was all the reactions.
ISFJ 1009 puts in $5. What if someone does spark? What if something does spark between Talea and Mercer, and a spark between the two cultures? Talea, is that the news? That's the new security officer. Yeah.
No, I think that might be. No, isn't that's the Krill?
Oh, is it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
which I will get to when that gets. Cause I thought that was a good one. So yeah, let's start with home then. So we knew. I don't know if you knew, but there was rumblings that she would leave for quite a while. The prime. Yes. There's a twofold reason that Alara left, which is sad because she was such a strong character from season 1. She was given the time to grow, and she was just fleshed out. They all tried to be fleshed out. Was because A, she dated Seth MacFarlane and it didn't end well. So that's awkward in the workplace. And she wanted to do other things and awkward at the workplace. So it's kind of like a dual thing. And she ended up working on a Netflix show for the summer, which would have been the same filming time. But at least they gave her a full parting episode, which a lot of the time you just kill them off, a la Tasha Yar. But this was actually it was a love letter to the character, which is not usual for a leaving character. So yeah, I mean, what did you think when you first watched Home then? Did you know she was leaving, or was that actually surprised you?
I knew she was leaving, yeah. Which they kind of make it a little bit of a twist at the end where she's back on the ship for a little while. And she did relationship with her father, who is, of course, played by Robert Picardo, who's the doctor from Voyager. Also in that episode was Dr. Phlox, so it was great to see those two doing different things and Phlox being evil. But so yeah, it was a little bit of a bait and switch at the end there. I thought, well, possibly she is going to stay. And nope, she decides to leave. But she leaves Mercer a really nice parting gift.
Yeah.
A jar of pickles. Because she was always opening his jar of pickles.
The number one overused joke, but it was a nice payoff in the end.
Yeah, it was really good. So I really enjoyed the episode. Again, it was great seeing some, Star Trek alumni join the cast. I thought for sure they would heal her because they had the Doctor and Phlox. Both of them There's sure to be some kind of healing going on there. But anyway, and the relationship with her dad was interesting. They didn't really get along, and then at the end he apologizes for, I'm sorry that you had me as a father, because he's very proud of her now. So, and 500 ruble super chat, episode 3, Doctor meets Doctor. Yes.
It's a Doctor Who. It's like a Doctor. It's a Doctor Who Doctor multiple crossover. Just if it was alternate realities sort of thing. And yes, guys, do super chat if you want to have your comments read out, and you help drive our conversations. If you have a specific point about a specific episode, and super chat, if any amount of money, it will talk about it, and it helps support the channel, and we can do more of these reviews because again, your view and your super chat allows us to do more, and we would like to because they're fun.
And don't get us wrong, guys. We love Orville. I think it's fantastic. I was watching it today, getting these screen caps, and I'm thinking, I don't know how anyone can not like this. I hear a lot of, I hate the Orville online, and I don't understand that mentality. It's TNG. As soon as I was done my screen caps, I went upstairs and started watching TNG, and it's like, damn, it's filmed in the same style, same kind of sets. It's very well done, and I don't know how you cannot like it.
Although I think it's Discovery Season 2 has a lot of plot, but Orville has a lot of character. Every episode. I mean, their characters are far superior. I mean, you look at every single character, you get them all. Okay, they're not necessarily all given the time they should. I think Season 1 they probably balanced the character time a bit better. Season 2 is a bit more weird in places, although I talked to one of the cast and they said, wait for later episodes, it'll all work itself out. Which makes sense. I mean, you give people different episodes.
Yeah.
But I liked the opening. I was wondering how she was going to leave. I thought it was a nice touch. Is that her body's getting so used to our gravity that she's getting weaker. It's all good sciencey plot. Yes, this alien life form is the only reason she's so special is because she's born on another planet, and in our gravity, she's not innately strong. She's only innately strong in our atmosphere, in our thing. That's it was an interesting concept by itself, and it's certainly, the way her dad treats her. If you were never smart enough to. But it's like, but I don't want to do the shit you want me to do. I want to do the universe's stuff. I think it should.
Yeah.
As a character, it's a very well formed character.
And that's an old cliche that's used a lot. The father wants one thing, and the kids want to do their own thing, and it causes a rift. So, Dreamer out there puts in $5.
Thank you.
I've survived a catastrophic ankle injury, and so seeing him get his legs broken hurt me. Couldn't even watch it happen. Cringe. Yes, where Ed Mercer's suit started to the force field failed. And they were pulling him into the shuttle, and both of his legs snapped. It's like, oh, damn! Just under the weight, the gravity of the planet.
And Sean Fox, thanks for doing Orville, and says he's disappointed for him, lots of Discovery stuff. But again, Sean, watch and super chat, and we'll do more. This is the test to see if you guys actually support us do more Orville stuff, because it works.
We do love Orville. If it wasn't on the same night, we'd probably have a different. We'd probably have a way different thing going on as far as lives and reviews. If it was on Tuesday night and Discovery was on Thursday night, then I think we would be fine.
We'd just do them on Wednesday either way. Yeah. Yeah.
But with them both on the same night, back to back, it just creates a lot of kerfluffle.
I mean, I have literally no hours in the day on Friday with all the editing and filming and recording and live, so I literally can't watch Orville on Friday either way.
It's a great screenshot to freeze on. I made sure I got that one. But anyway.
Yeah. But I thought this was
I'm looking out for you. I know you like Alara,
she was great.
You know that I like Tilly, but I don't get Tilly screen caps.
Alara's very attractive. It was an interesting episode because I liked it, although it was very not slow, but it committed to its premise so hard. But actually, it made the Alara character in a wheelchair for almost the entire episode, doing not a lot. So, whereas I always go back to Season 1, the episode where Alara was do the training simulation to see if she could deal with the situation. They made her lose her memory, and she's doing action stuff, and the clown. That was a superb episode in every way, and that's an Alara episode doing cool Alara things. And this one, she's reduced in stature, and so this epic Alara episode becomes very I mean, it's a bit sad. I mean, it builds to a good point, but it's although, I mean, the VFX, I mean, this planet stuff is absolutely gorgeous. I mean, the CG in this episode is lovely.
Most of the planetscapes we see are gorgeous. I mean,
they up the bar a lot for Season 2.
Yeah. Joseph Petrick puts in €2 and says, unpopular opinion, Orville is unoriginal. Sorry. maybe I kind of agree with that, but it's unoriginality done very well. um, and it's hard to kind of come up with new concepts that haven't been used before, as we see in a lot of the Star Trek series themselves. They reuse the same plots a lot of times and just kind of try to shake it up a little bit, but you can tell that there's the same plots used, and not just in Star Trek, just over sci-fi and just television in general. So
I will say, I think while season 2 has really interesting stories, it is more of a recycling season because they've stripped down the humor so much that the unique thing about the Orville is far less prominent this season, so therefore it's just the narratives and they are all familiar, and while well done, every time I get one of those really great Orville quips, I'm like, that's why I watch this show, for that balance. So for the season 2 has been a bit, a little bit of a letdown in terms of what I watch the Orville for, because if the story itself is very familiar, especially the one with the Tyler Vock reveal, like we've seen that episode literally everywhere. It was very like by the numbers, and the bits that were really funny, there was so few. That's what would really raise it above the stuff, making good dick jokes, or to krill human relations, and like there's clever stuff you could do that you could never do in other sci-fi. It's lost that a bit now. I hope season 3 will readdress.
yeah.
But what do you think of actually seeing Alara's homeworld? Because we set that up as a planet with high gravity, and they're all intellectuals, and yet Alara's a security chief. Like, what was that like, do you think, to see? And just the whole way they realize, you see, they're the creatures, you see the planet, you see the beaches, you see the clothing. I mean, how it was all realized? What do you think?
I thought it was realized very well, actually. I was expecting something different. I didn't know what to expect from a high gravity planet, but it's just like it's played off as it's not a big deal,
Except the scenes where it's really a big deal.
Well, yes, for the humans anyway.
Yeah.
So very well done, beautifully done as well. Everything has its own feel to it, and that's really nice.
And I really appreciate it. My dad often complains when Star Trek beams down to a planet. They say, "Where is the damn spacesuits? Every pathogen on that planet is there to kill you. Why aren't you protecting yourself?" And so I appreciate the amount of effort Ed has to go to just to walk on this surface. It wasn't some simple belt. It was like, this will kill me, and that obviously is a huge plot point.
Got to say though, his spacesuit looks a lot like a Jaeger from Pacific Rim.
It's a good suit though. It's
great.
But yeah, too much silver maybe. Like it needs more colors. I don't know. And what do you think the family dynamic? Because that's pretty much what you got the entire episode, is this family, the sisters and the mum and the dad, and
very realistic. I'm sure a lot of people can relate to it, so that's really well done. Yeah, fantastic. Dysfunctional family, but on the outside they look normal. It's everybody's family essentially. So there's always some weird dynamic going on that people from the other. Kev's Miss Scotland puts in £2.
Thank you.
I'm pleased to see both season 2s get better. Yes, I thought season 2 of Orville was great, actually.
Although you've said like 3 of them are not your favorite season 2, so I'm wondering what is your favorite season 2? If you didn't like the first 2 as much, then 3 of the others. There's only like 3 you
didn't
could
like them. I thought I didn't like them. I really enjoyed each of them.
Okay.
Just because it's squishy, icky love stuff, I'm not really keen to go watch it again. Yeah. But it's great character development.
I think season 2 had a better balance. The last 6 of season 2, I think, were just, I don't know. I have to go back and watch them again. I think lost its charm a little bit for season 2 for me. The stories are better, but the charm's less good.
I disagree.
Fair enough.
I think Deflectors would be one of my favorite episodes for sure, as of course Identity Parts 1 and 2, which we're going to talk about tomorrow on our live. Just talking about those 2 specifically, so
because they have a lot to talk about visually as well. I mean, my goodness.
Yeah. ISFJ 1009 puts in $5. Thank you, Adrian. Okay, didn't know that. They're gonna really make us dig new security girl Kayali, but in order to bring back Alara, they're going to kill off Kalali. Gonna be bittersweet. I hope not. I really like the new. I like the Alara a lot. I still do, but I like the new one even more. So there's that.
I don't think you need to kill her. I mean, just have her be, no, I think you need to kill her. I mean, season 3, have them both back. I mean, they're obviously it's a team up situation, and do a, they're both strong enough on their own, and do a, buddy cop thing. I think it'd be fun. Yeah.
XY Vortex puts in $5. Each episode has up the Orville's game. I really don't know how they'll top Identities 1 and 2. Hoping for season 3 announcement soon. I'm pretty sure it'll be renewed for a 3rd season. It's doing a fantastic.
I got a sneaking suspicion, even though the viewers are down this season, but I think it's because the two openers were a bit weaker than they should have been. It's definitely got better.
Yeah.
I think that that Seth might be like organizing a 2-season renewal to like do lower budget and share that budget over 2 seasons, because a lot of these episodes have been in the sets. It's only the VFX budget that's increased. So I'm getting maybe that's the reason for the longer delay, because he might get a multiple season deal and just be clever with budget.
Yeah.
Like seeing what the season's doing. Yeah.
Lizzie Smith puts in a £1.99. Just nice to see another sci-fi that's optimistic.
Yeah.
Yes.
That is very true.
Yes. Dreamer out there puts in $2. Simple yes or no. Did you guys enjoy the newest episode? Yes.
Yes. So anyway.
So that's home. I don't know if there's nothing.
Well, we haven't talked about the end yet, but I will say that the only thing disappointing me about this episode is that she's in a wheelchair the entire episode. Like, I like that she used her brain, but that's not what I wanted to see her do for her entire episode. And what
she kind of kicks ass at the end.
No, the payoff is great, but like the middle did drag for me. Even though it's interesting, it's like this is not what she's there for. You know, what do you think of the new security chief, or the? Did you actually think he was going to stay around? The dude who has.
Oh, I was hoping he wouldn't.
Okay. Yeah.
I couldn't stand him, and they addressed that later.
Yep.
You know, the way he eats, and he's a slob and shows up to work late in his like sweaty, workout clothes.
But it was the other American dad guy, and that was just great.
Yeah, it's the Joe Swanson actor. I forget his name offhand. But
and Phlox's evil turn.
Yeah, that ladle looks a little dirty. Can you find something else? No, use your hand.
Yeah.
Don't spoil it.
That was a really good scene.
Yeah, very evil. He plays a good evil character, and I just didn't want to see that though, because I like Phlox so much, and he seems so nice at the beginning of this, and then but it was a great turn and very well acted, so I had no problems with it. It's just I was kind of disappointed that he was a bad guy.
I didn't see it coming either. Like, it was well played.
Yep.
And the ending's great as well. Saving him was nice. How he does it. The Robert Picardo crying was a really, really well played scene. Like, Robert Picardo just blew that out of the water in his emotion level. Like, that's character. That's character.
There was a bit of that season in Orville. Some really good acting as far as that goes. But we'll get to that when we get to that.
Well, same with her departure. Again, wonderfully acted, simple, beautiful, lovely. Like, you couldn't ask for a better ending, really, for a character. Or at least leaving the show is beautiful, Yeah,
well, I'm sure she'll be back. I'm sure she's coming back.
Yeah. Okay, cool. I guess your score out of 10?
Ooh, for home, I would say 7 out of 10.
I would agree. It's pretty good, but it falls down just for me personally in a few ways. The middle, but not in a bad way, just like...
I got to say something to Samuel right now. Yeah. When I started this call, literally 25 minutes ago or so, I was in a pissy mood from what happened today, and you've already cheered me up.
Woo!
And you guys as well. I'm in a fantastic mood now, despite all the crap that happened today. So thank you, everyone. Thank you, Samuel.
Welcome. And it was my dad's birthday, so we don't often do that much for birthdays, just because we're all busy, but we made a distinct point of saying no, we're doing things today, and so did lots of things, and so I literally came from that call to this. So
yeah. So I guess that's it for episode 3, Home. Yes. We might revisit it at the end after we talk about all of them. If you have anything specific to call out or talk about, or have us answer your questions, please feel free to super chat. We'll read your comments, what you thought of a particular thing in the episode or whatever, or answer your questions. But we're going to try to get through these as fast as we did with that one, which was fantastic, actually. Okay. And WLS Fletcher puts in 1999. So
wow, thank you.
Captain, Commander, keep up the excellent work. I'm very happy with the TNG feels of Orville, and the last episode gave me DS9 feels. I'm very satisfied with Orville. Yes. It didn't give me DS9 feels. That battle to me, which we're going to talk about tomorrow, but I'm going to just say it here real quick.
Yep.
That battle to me was basically the battle of Wolf 359 that we always wanted to see and never could see. So thank you, Orville, for that.
I do think he had some DS9 like galactic politics stuff, so I like him with that. I think you could probably compare each of these season's episodes with a different Star Trek vibe.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, cool. All right, so the next one is what?
Episode 4, Nothing Left on Earth Excepting Fishes.
And the guy's still here. The slob. Yay. It was dumb. Like, he was a joy to just be annoyed at. I'll say that. You know, he almost outside his welcome, but not quite.
Yeah.
And we get this lovely, obviously human, obviously not a spy character who's obviously in love with Ed, who's obviously genuine, who's obviously... I mean, my goodness, that sold me from the first second of the relationship. My God, she's just there, and then they're in love, and then wow.
They needed another episode or two between to kind of establish this relationship. It came off really, really quick. But anyway, they didn't drag it out like they did with the Discovery, so that's fine.
I will go on record, and despite what you just said, this is a better reveal than Tyler Vok. Her being in one previous episode, and there's 20 minutes of her being human, is a better reveal than Tyler Vok, and that makes me laugh so hard. Somehow it's better.
500 ruble super chat, episode 4, Lieutenant Tyler. Again, that's no accident.
It's not. It's not, and it was better.
Yeah, it was very much.
Because the tardigrade was in the porn episode, and this is Tyler, and they do both better almost.
Yes.
That's the best. I've not seen trolling that good in a while, and it's so great.
You're calling like official trolling now.
I mean, it's great.
Anyway. Yeah, this is great. The relationship where they watch these old movies and listen to Billy Joel, which comes in important at the end as well.
Yeah.
It was a really nice, cute relationship. I was hoping she wasn't the Krill, but I knew she would be because they seemed to have a nice dynamic, and she would have been nice to get to know a little bit better. But
definitely not the end. That is probably the one long play of the season, or like multiple seasons. I think that could be one of the best story arcs, which is a weird thing to say, but I think that could be like a really strong thing that we'll get later on down the line.
Yeah. It's funny. He talks to Gordon too. He's like, "Is this going to be okay with you? This relationship? I know you had a thing for her."
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Scott Grimes, the guy that plays Gordon, is actually going to be marrying Kelly in real life, the actress. So that comes in. That's actually funny in another episode or so, the relationship between those guys. But anyway.
Now we know that and Kelly's also seeing someone. And I felt that because he goes to talk to Kelly, and he's so mature and like genuine as Ed as a guy. He goes and asks her too. She's like, yeah, it's fine, but he's such a good guy, you know.
Yeah.
He does make mistakes. He does do wrong things, but he really, really means well, you know. Especially as he was a screw up in season 1. I mean, he's earned that command, you know, both to his crew and himself.
Yeah. Joseph Petrick puts in €2. Thank you very much, Joseph. She is prettier without the makeup.
Yeah.
That's sometimes the case, yeah.
Look at that smile.
Yeah.
But I think the makeup for her is pretty good too.
Oh, well, absolutely. Yeah.
What do you think of the reveal moment? We'll jump right to that. 'Cause you see her being tortured, and it's like, oh no! And
yeah,
then
it kind of had me second guessing whether she was actually a Krill. But then when she walks in, it's like, oh yeah, here we go. And he doesn't recognize her at first until she says, "Let's go on a trip," you know, in the other voice, even though it's not much of a disguised voice. But anyway.
What do you think of this surprise reveal?
I thought well played, but I wish there would just been a little bit more build-up of the relationship. But, yeah.
Well, I think, though, because that other half was fake, that really that was the least important part of them. In fact, because you spent so much time with her as a Krill, that's the relationship you meant to build. So I think they did do what you want, just the other way around.
Yeah.
I love how genuine as well the trip thing is, and as an actress playing an actress, she's so believable as in love, and like, because you can't imagine that's fake. Like, there's something there that she appreciates. You know, it's such a good level of acting within acting. And you get this whole cloaking effect, and then you get the Krill fighters, and it being cabin. It's just a good sequence. and quite a bit of budget as well. The krill control room and all the different, so it feels like a pretty. Although my dad said because he'll watch, I showed him episodes too. He's like, wow, that feels more like a set. The interior, like, well,
Of what, the krill ship?
yeah, it's like
I've said that. I said that quite a while ago. I don't like the inside of the krill ships. They don't feel like ships to me. They feel like just plywood walls put up. It's not very well done, in my opinion. But it's an alien ship. They have different ship design.
But at least they built a real set. And then we had the epic reveal of the threat worse than krill. The monkey people things.
Yeah, I didn't write down what they were called.
Neither.
Dreamer out there puts in $2 and said, I love the space orcs, which is what he's referring to. Kill not the biggest bad. Love the size of their ship, too, when it attaches to the top of the krill ship. It's just huge.
Yep.
Yeah. Good makeup again, good alien design. Fantastic.
I mean, that's also clearly a slight troll on Discovery's. Like, that's sort of their take on, I guess, Klingon apes. Because Klingons could be, or even like their own version of the Dominion. But it was a weird introduction to introduce another big bad, especially when they look like that. Like you would associate them, because krill work really well because it's such a constructed facade, and they're so advanced. These guys, it's like, they seem so vicious that to be such a threat. Though they say they're a threat in how aggressive they are, because then the krill attack them, but they then attacked back like 10 times as harsh. Wasn't that?
It's kind of like I think so. Yeah, it's kind of like the Borg taking on Species 847 too.
Very much so.
It's like, step on some toes and then realize that shit, we're in trouble now. But
it's really weird having your big bad, the krill, and introduce guys that bitch slap them. That's quite ballsy. But now we know an identity. They might be friends soon. That actually makes a lot of sense. We're bringing them down to a level that's closer. Yeah,
absolutely. And the B plot in this episode is Gordon wants to start doing the command training.
Oh yeah.
So he's got to get a psych evaluation. He's got to do some of the simulations, and we'll get to that in a second. One of his simulations.
The ink blot scene is hilarious. Hilarious.
Yeah. I can't answer that. I'm embarrassed. All right, next one. That's even worse than the first one.
That's the humor.
And Claire's like, "What are you seeing?"
That's the humor I want. That's just smart.
Yeah. The humor in this show is fantastic. I don't understand people who don't like it. It's just like, wow. It can't be all serious, because people are complaining that Discovery's too dark because it's so serious all the time. This is so much a good balance of everything. It's just like, yes. But more humor than TNG for sure.
Although ironically, I think it's weird that Discovery's had a lot more humor and Orville's removed a lot of humor. So it's kind of a weird, like they've both gone more. They've gone more to that middle.
Both going middle ground. Yeah.
So Orville's got a lot more drama, and I'm just about the B plot still. Him dealing with the krill is really funny, and.
Oh yeah, we installed a new deflector that bounces back everything that you shoot at. Corbinite maneuver, guys. And then Kelly even calls out later. That was a really inventive and original idea.
Lots of gentle parallels. But now we know they're together. It's weird to see them act off each other.
Yep.
Same change dynamic. And then he meets this cute girl and flirts with her, and he sort of gets her, and then.
That's when Kelly's like, "Why are you taking the command training program? Is it to pick up girls?"
Yes.
Yeah. So.
Well, no. It's also because does he want to be a pilot his entire life? Which I thought was a nice, because there's.
I think it goes back to him losing the other girl to Ed, and he feels like he needs to step up and kind of do something with his life. But anyway. And she's a cutie too. The blondes.
Yes. But so that's the B plot, I guess. Back to the A plot. So yeah, they crash on this. Well, they escape the ship, which I thought was a very sort of Star Wars-esque, but totally good. I love that captain as well. The just before they get captured and stuff. I like the krill captain.
Yeah, I did like the escape pod too, where they get in 2 seats, thing folds down, control center, console in the middle. That was really well done. But yeah, they crash on this planet. and they crash on the night side, which is good because the krill
Mm.
can't stand sunlight.
Which I forgot about.
And then later we find out that when the sun does come up, it's 23 days of sunshine.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
But this is the standard trope of like, here, you're the prisoner now. You lug that, or we got to get it to the highest points we can transmit. Odo and Quark, anyone? DS9, every other thing we've ever seen.
Yeah, I mean, it really, but it isn't. This one was not about the story. It was a means to an end to get them where they need to be at the end.
Yes.
And it doesn't matter what happens in the episode as long as we get there. It matters what they say in the episode and where we go. How we get there doesn't matter. What do you think?
I disagree.
Because you can throw the story away. The story doesn't matter. It's to get to the mountaintop. But it's what they say on that journey and how they interact with each other that's important. But it could be in any context, in any story. Just do the easiest one possible. Because it doesn't matter. It's how they deal with each other.
Yeah. I just think there would have been more clever ways to do it then. You need to transmit from the highest point. It's like, you have these aliens on the planet that are now hunting you guys. That could be in itself just enough just to survive until help comes. There's no sense lugging this transmitter around. You could have transmitted the message right away and not have that trope of we got to get to the highest peak. That's all. Jeff Jacobs puts in $3. Nice job, guys. 200 viewers. The people have spoken.
Well, hopefully. We're doing well so far.
And Dreamer out there puts in $5.
Thank you.
2 seasons in, and we've already got so many races established in the galaxy. Meanwhile, Discovery has discovered not very much.
Yeah. The Orville has Orville. The Discovery has discovered...
it's discovered a new universe. It's the Discoverse, so it's a fantastic job.
And they discovered the tardigrade because it fell in them to hands.
Who's this guy? We got another super chat. What's the name again?
It was Adrian Dominguez, I think.
Adrian? Okay. Adrian puts in $10. The ending. She did take that one last look at Ed. More movie nights, perhaps? Yeah, I'm pretty sure something's going to come of that, so...
I am sure that they're going to be a lovely couple at some... Maybe, I don't know.
She's got to do something about her appearance. She's got to go back human.
Well, that possibly dealt with... Well, actually, I love the reason, the rationale behind that. He said, well, you pass all the scans and you got on body. Well, it was so easy to create this almost perfect character and to do a full body genetic thing. Like, they give a full explanation for it, unlike the Tyler Vox. It's like, sorry, reduce your skin and it's like, no, it's cool tech science, moving on. Is that easy in a sense, which kind of opens up more pop. But what do you think of their dynamic? Because once she's Krill, obviously, it radically changes how she interacts with him. He's so goddamn hurt, but he's like, well, it's still the same person. It's not like it's not the same person.
Yeah.
Their interactions, though, what do you think? The Metis episode.
Their interactions were fantastic. Very well written, very well acted, and just spot on. I got to point out something in the picture you're on, though. That backpack is the same backpack the Doctor has in his story on Voyager, where he's lugging around the entire backpack instead of the hollow emitter. Oh, yeah, it's the same.
Okay.
Later, when you see it in the sunlight, the bottom part is very...
Well, I reckon it's from TNG. Like, Picard used it once, I think, as well.
Yeah, it's exactly. It's been used before in Trek. Dreamer out there puts in $2.
Thank you.
Kalon versus the Space Orcs. That might happen, actually.
Yeah, it's set up possibly too. Yeah.
I could see the Kalon, because they had to withdraw, taking out the Space Orcs as
a side thing.
Yeah, and be like, oh, well, I don't know. We'll see. But we'll talk about that more tomorrow, I think.
Yes. But yeah, I love their interaction. I thought it like, it reminded me of a lesson. So you remember in Shrek 1, Donkey talking to Shrek. Donkey's trying to be nice. Shrek's like, F off. There's layers of an onion. It felt like that, even though it was less emotional. And I kind of was sad for the actress because she put so much tangible character in the woman, the human performance, and then it really layered down to the Krill. but it was like an onion. It reformed, and then he was able to rip those layers away, and it really did like break down a lot to the point that, you know, because the whole thing about Mavis and you know, he and, you know, the god says you all should die because we're the only creature.
Avis, not Mavis.
Thank you, Avis. I mean, that was a brilliant episode last season, the Krill ship. That was absolutely superb. So, like, you can't negotiate with them. You just can't. Yeah. It doesn't work. And so, but like, him trying to explain and break down, like, she's sort of vaguely, she may never get it, but she may be able to live with it, you know?
Yeah.
It's tricky.
Anyway.
Yes.
Sunlight, daylight, 23 days of it, so he has to go on his own. She doesn't trust him. She says, "Why? You have no reason to, you know, let me live. You won't come back for me. I'm not letting you leave." He's like, "Just trust me, all right? I'm still the person you got to know.
Yeah.
I didn't hide who I was."
Yeah.
Which was great. I thought it was fine. Again, there's a shot here where he's climbing the mountain, and you can see the backpack very clearly. Definitely used in Trek before. I just wanted to point that out.
Yeah. And again, it shows how good a guy he is. You know, just that he's not gonna, you know, some men would be so angry that they would try and hurt her or let her, or just pull her out into the sun.
I would just let her die, personally. Exactly.
But because
that's just me, and I'm an awful person.
But he comes back and says, "Oh, they're coming. We need to get you out anyway. Go under my jacket." And to see, you know, this woman who was, "Aha! I did all this to bring you in," and it's like, "Stay. I'll be fine." You know, it's a fun little power reversal. But the whole time he's trying to help.
Yeah.
Although this shot of her underneath the jacket in broad daylight, it's like the daylight's still hitting you. So
I know.
It's not quite the best, but that's okay.
I thought the same thing.
Yeah, but whatever.
Anyway, yeah. The Orville gets the transmission, shows up to the planet, and there's a destroyed Krill ship in orbit, and they send down the shuttle. Nowhere to land, but this is where Gordon's like, "It's all right, I got this. I'm a pilot." So he kind of accepted his role, and you know, he backs the shuttle up with the gangway down. It was actually really well done.
Although I do remember thinking it was a bit unbelievable that no one ever got hit, because I remember they shot at him and then he shot twice and hit them, as in aliens at Ed never hit, Ed at them hit a couple of times. So it kind of, you know, shootouts tend to work better if you understand the layout, and then you understand why not being hit and yes being hit. And so this was a very poorly done shootout, but that's not the point. But it was, I remember being quite like, but again, it wasn't the point of the episode. It was just like
typical trope, though.
Typical trope.
Heroes never get hit, but they always.
Which is kind of an Orville fallback. They just use tropes. That's why the humor is fun, because it like adds upon that. But yeah, definitely a good escape. And then you get a full brig, very TNG brig. I love they always use sets if they need them. I mean, it's cheap, simple, easy, but they always throw sets in if you need them. You know, you get a sense. This ship is building. I mean, we don't know the rooms of Discovery. We know the basic ones, and they look. Yeah. Who cares? We're getting a big sense of the Orville. A lot of different rooms, a lot of different people, a lot of different, you know, like in the last episode, Home, you know, we saw loads of aliens in the mess hall just because they had no lines. I don't remember seeing them half of them again, just because it's brilliant.
Yeah, and even with a happy refrain when you're there at the piano recital and at the orchestra thing, there's aliens everywhere. Like they did such a great job.
Yeah, and they're just because, which is exactly how it should be, you know.
Yeah. Dreamer out there puts in $2.
Dude, thank you.
I figured the sun was in the orcs' eyes. Well, yes, and they're orcs, so they're used to the dark.
Yeah, that's true.
But anyway, so he decides to let her out of the brig and contact
against orders
the Krill.
As well. I was like, you could call Marshall for this because this is a prisoner.
And yeah, that actually comes up too, because Gordon's like, he's going to get in trouble, and she's like, not if the Admiralty agrees with his decision. He goes, well, how can he do this with somebody that wanted to kill him? And she says, that's what command's all about, Gordon. Is it still something for you? And he doesn't answer her, because I think he's kind of like me. He'd be more like apt to let her just die.
Yeah. Well, because the greater good of this would lead to something greater. Although it's the second time you've released her in a year, because it was once already. I mean, he did kill that last crew though. I mean, the fact is that she was right to hate them. They did kill the entire crew. I mean, they were going to go destroy a planet. I mean, there is rationale behind everything, but I mean, it was a really dark episode, and this one, it just shows the good in people. I guess when you're not threatening to kill people, we all want to save people is the moral You know, whereas if you cross that line like the Krill did and was gonna go kill Colney just because, you know, you forfeit your right to life, I guess. Whereas if you're just whoevering or whatever, I don't know. Although I didn't like this Krill shuttle again. I it's a little bit of a joke that they always look like the big ships so radically. It's like, look, it's the Krill. I mean, even the back honeycomb is the same. It's like, really?
I didn't mind it. I thought it was fine.
It just needs to be 25% different. Oh wait, that's not part of the show. It's 18% different. It can be whatever it wants.
25% smaller.
No, fine.
Not different, just smaller. Anyway, yeah. So she lets her go, gives her a little disc of Billy Joel music in case she ever feels the need to listen to it.
Yeah.
She seems to appreciate that. So.
Or as much as she could.
Yeah.
Oh, and what do you think? I remember one of the best jokes earlier on was that the only movie she liked was the one where she approved of she sympathized with the Nazis.
Oh, Raiders of the Lost Ark.
That's
She
great.
sympathized with Maylock.
That's great. That's a really nice reference.
Yeah.
But it's a nice ending, and yes, she definitely looked back. She definitely cares. There's definitely more to that story, you know.
Yeah. So yeah, and then she goes back to the Krill, and this is the wrap up with Gordon, where he's not sure if he's going to be taking the command training anymore, and the end. Ta-da!
Thoughts?
Great episode. Like I said, not one of my favorites, but really well done still. This one I'd probably give a 6 out of 10 for. Just because I didn't enjoy the middle part with the whole having to trudge up to the mountain to do the transmitter thing. But still, can't complain about the writing or the acting or the scripting. I thought it was fantastic. So,
yeah, I'd agree. A 6 for me as well, because it's a super familiar episode without very much new or Orville to really like grab you. It's an episode that works as a one-off, but you would not go back and watch because it's not that entertaining.
Yeah. Minkin 2 puts in $5 sent via PayPal. So thank you very much.
Nice.
If you have a comment or question, put it in there. The moderators will make sure we see it if we do miss it, because you donated, you do get it. If you want to say something, please let us know.
And that's okay. Alan Reese says, sorry guys, I haven't got the funds to help out today, but you're both doing a great job. That's okay. Viewing this and viewing it after the fact, maybe sharing is also worth it.
Yeah, sharing it with Orville fans, please, because we would like to see good numbers on this.
Because people just, proving that people want this is also, it's a 2-tier system. Okay, if we got 70 viewers, they all gave $100, we'd do it either way. Or if we got 10,000 viewers with 2 super chats, we'd still do it as well. So it's that nice balance of both. Yeah, this episode is very much, it's okay, but it's a great setup, and it's a great Krill episode for that character. So it's a great stepping stone, if not the best. It's like a small, weaker stone, but a really great stepping stone.
Well, yeah. So the next one is episode 5, All the World's a Birthday Cake. This is probably my least favorite out of the ones from season.
Okay.
Well, this and the second episode with Bortus are probably my 2 least favorite of this season.
Interesting.
But this is my least favorite out of the ones we're reviewing today.
Oh, that's funny.
Absolutely. This one's kind of just blah for me.
Because I really...
I know why you like it. Got P90.
Yes! That's not what I was going to say, but it doesn't feel... it does have P90 in it. No, I love this one because this is the first truly TNG... of this season, TNG episode where it's got a really excellent A-plot story. It's got a really great TNG method. It's got lots of great humor. It's a new idea. We never had this idea before, and a great tech resolution that was well realized. This is truly a modern-day Trek done right. Well, the camp stuff I thought was very dragging. I thought the concept was excellent, and as an introduction to the new lady was excellent, and we'll get into more later. But I definitely preferred it. I mean, I think the first episode is the weakest of the season because it was just a B plot with no interesting A plot. Jaloja is just people talking. It should have been mid season as like a cheap. I don't remember. What was the second episode?
With Portis's porn addiction.
Oh, that's a good concept, but we were awkward watching it because we're a show about people about ships, and it's not quite what we signed up to watch. But this was just a wonderful sci-fi concept, just like the which again was another superb one on the planet with the people voting social media. Like that's just a tremendous concept.
Yeah.
And I know it's the same that was done on that other show, but they both wrote them not knowing they was writing it. So it was a great minds think alike rather than we're nicking it because they both produced at the same time.
Well, this one fell kind of flat for me. I found it kind of dragged on quite a bit, and it was such a stupid concept.
Stupid? Well, why?
Because an alien's born on this thing, they got to freak out about it. I thought it was really stupidly executed. Really dumb. Really dumb. I mean, the first contact thing, them getting so excited about first contact and getting the ship there really quick and going down. The first meeting was great. The dinner, the speeches on both sides were fantastically done. That's what we want to see from a first contact. Very Star Trek feeling. And you're right. This did have a TNG vibe to it the whole episode, but it's one of those TNG episodes that is kind of on the lower end for me as far as interest to watch again. This one, I didn't want to watch this one to do the screen caps because I don't like this episode. It's just not entertaining for me. Just the frustration that I get with this kind of thinking, this mentality, and I know that's what they're going for. It's a barbaric way to think.
But it's the same as Bortus's. We need to kill all women, kill all girls. It's the same as the guy in the next episode. I mean, it's just backwards societies.
I know, but this one really infuriated me. Just the ignorance and the naivety just bugged me. Matthew DeFreitas puts in $2.
Thank you.
End of this episode is wrapped up too easily. A little bit.
Very true.
We'll get to that. Yeah. 300 ruble super chat as well.
Oh, thank you.
Episode 5. It feels so Enterprise season 2. Yes. I agree. This is more of an Enterprise feel than TNG. You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
I could totally see this being an Enterprise episode.
Yeah. No, I get you. So yeah, it starts off. I love the first scene because it's so like genuine sci-fi. We've wanted to see this sort of thing before. They're sending out the signal to hello, come talk to us, and another actor as well who plays the president. I like him from lots of things. And then we get this.
And then, they send out this first contact message, and within a couple years they got the response. It seems like instantaneous, but
it's not.
They expected like a century, and it's like we expected to take a century or more, but it's like a couple years. Yeah.
And then we do get introduced to the new security officer. Why'd you like her then? Why over Alara? Give me the official Stuart longer review now, because now she's in the show. She exists.
I personally think she's more attractive, so that's one of the reasons I like her more than Alara. And don't get me wrong, I don't hate Alara. I don't dislike Alara at all. I know, I get in there. I was going to say it correctly. Shut up. I don't dislike her character at all, or the actress. I think she's fine. This one just seems a little bit more relatable, I guess. A little bit stronger of a character for the role. Alara just seemed a little bit too young, a little bit too...
That's the thing. I relate to Alara more because she's younger. We come from a similar place. This one's older, so you relate more because it's more experienced. Because I relate more to Alara, that being more fresh. Well, not I'm fresh, but you know what I mean? Like, wanting to be good at the job and seeing it from a new perspective and stuff.
I didn't give it a failing grade, Jill. Just on the scale of Orville-ness, I gave it a 6.
Yeah.
It's not a failing grade. I still enjoyed it. Anyway, so yeah, I really liked her character. I wasn't sure if I was going to like the replacement, but she really kind of grows on you like right away as being very friendly and approachable and nice, and somebody that looks like she's competent in the job.
And Earbard, I agree. Hope you get that. You should do. Now, what's interesting is that I know this actress from Gossip Girl, who I watched all seasons of, and she's great in that. And so I was like, oh, I know her. Although she's obviously quite a few years older, and the makeup does change your how you feel a lot. So it's kind of like, oh, you are quite a bit different to how you were in that, obviously as acting. So it's quite refreshing, but it's like I still feel an instant bond with her because I'm like, hey, I really like you as an actress, and I think that she was a great choice because you've done because they already set up season 1 that having, what was the race called? Not Solarian, and it's...
I couldn't tell you offhand.
Alarians, no. Having them is a rarity because most of them don't ever venture out, and so having another youngish female is a bit of a weird thing, but that fit the casting call.
Yeah.
But I like that you couldn't do an experience. She already has a lot of experience. She's coming in, like, she knows her shit. she's very good at her job. She's got a lot more confidence. So the paradigm is very different. So I appreciate how just professional. Like she comes in with a running start, and given that she gets a primary episode, like next episode with the
go two more, not the next picture, but the one after that. Better picture than the
well,
one.
I swapped between the two. I've swapped between the two.
Fine.
Yeah, but she had a lot of presence straight away as like a secondary, but like you trust her straight away, sort of secondary, Mm-hmm. Yeah, there you go. I liked it too.
Yeah, and hearing the story about she punched her other captain out to save his life, essentially.
Doing her job, just any means necessary.
And Kelly's like, I like her. And Ed's like, I don't know, I don't want to be punched out, but
I can appreciate the sentiment. Although this shot, we get to engineering. I'm really sad how they've mistreated Lamar, because it was. Well, yeah, jump in.
That being said, there could be an episode later in this season that really highlights him.
There's got to be.
But so far, he's been very dropped down a tier or two as a secondary kind of character almost.
He's barely recurring. Like him on the bridge was a great, he got one-offs, he got one-liners, but they were great. Like, if he's meant to be this engineering prodigy, we always said with the sun being destroyed, or the sun destroying the planet, he should have gone on the mission too. Like, there's obvious engineering things he could have gone on, but he hasn't. So I just feel it's really weird that every time I feel like he should be doing something, he's not. He's in the episodes, but as an actor, I'd be really disappointed with how they've dropped my character. Basically for Claire, because Claire's got so much time this season as a focus. Like a stupid, like, yay for her, but her and her kids have had more time than Lamar in one episode than he's had the entire season.
Yeah,
I mean.
But that being said, the season's not over yet. And
no.
I have a feeling there's some very him-focused episodes coming up. So
hopefully, I mean, he's a great character if he's given stuff to do, and he's been also more down this season.
Yeah,
like less like bouncy and whatever. But anyway, so they go to this planet.
Again, great skyline. Again.
Yeah.
They just do. The planetscapes are beautiful in this show.
And I know how tricky these are. Although for this sort of shot, the buildings are all very low resolution, but it's the lighting, it's the composition, it's all in the lighting. And I love the scope of this as well. Like, you feel the scope of this meeting, like they spend their money very wisely. They save it if they have to. They spend it where they need to. Boom, the handshake's great.
See, the problem with this, the whole landing here. Having the formal, handshake, walking up saying you could be any name you wanted. I always hated my name.
That's funny. I love that.
Yeah, it is hilarious because something I would say to you as we were walking up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the one thing that struck me as odd is there's no television cameras. There's no media.
Oh,
this is the first.
I know there's a camera right there.
Where?
In this shot. Let me zoom in. So this landed shot. That person's got a DSLR with a flash. So is that person. And there's someone with a phone as well, I think. Because these are actually people, I think, just extras.
Yeah, but you would think there'd be more of a media presence.
And that person's got a phone.
Up on the grass, there should be like a media, because that's what we would see on Earth, right?
But it's not Earth.
It's true. I just, with the first contact with an alien species, you would think there'd be more media buzz about it. But anyway, that's one thing that kind of bothered me a little bit, but whatever. It's a small thing.
Yeah.
It's a stewardism, and I apologize.
And what do you think about obviously the pregnancy killing the baby? So that was a very. This is obviously going to be important because they put it right in.
They didn't kill the baby.
No,
they gave a C-section so it would be born before it became a Gilliac.
Yeah, but
it struck me as odd as to what the hell was going on. Like, I was confused as Claire at first.
Mm-hmm.
Like, why, so that was very well done, and she couldn't detect anything wrong. And the new security lady, she's like, well, maybe there's something wrong with their physiology that you can't register or something. So
it's a nice slow build.
Well done, yeah.
And as you said, the dinner scene was excellent.
Yeah, the dinner scene was fantastic. And
it turns on a dime, and a really gentle dime. Like, it's a nothing dime, and it just escalates. And it's a really it's a fun. So you're wondering what the hell. And the passion, like, you buy the performances so well. This is, these guys are the devils, Yeah. P90, woohoo!
Yeah, the use of our modern technology bugs me quite a bit. It's not even tried to be disguised.
Well,
you can see Ken Palco adding stuff to the P90 to make it look different, right?
Stuart, there aren't any P90s that are shade of grey with
it's
a little.
The perfect design. It's the perfect designs. Of course, another species race would have it, right?
But Stuart, they've got grey bits on the back. I mean, no P90 has a half tone, dark grey and light grey like that. That's a custom P90. That is.
See, he's a connoisseur of P90s, so I trust.
Connoisseur of P90s.
Are you getting a little too excited there? I took that pic for you. But...
I know. Yeah.
Anyway, she throws the doctor up against the wall, and they're like, "Let him down." She drops him and says, "This is your lucky day." I'm surprised they didn't just shoot her with the way that their culture is, but even the president even said, watch the one with the ears. If she does anything, kill her, because they just saw a demonstration of her strength with the candlestick, right? So.
Well, yeah, but I mean, it's such a risky thing. Do you shoot the aliens with a ship in orbit that can blow you up? You know,
doing what they're doing is kind of risky.
I know.
That's where this falls apart for me. This whole mentality of you're not from here, but we're going to impose our beliefs on you is beyond stupid. And wow.
I mean, Ed has every right to say, "F you. They're not under your control. We'll shoot. We'll bomb your planet. Not like kill people, but like we'll bomb your mountains."
And the tooth, they don't extract the tooth, but just a little piece of a tooth. Just the drill sound. It's like, stop. Brutal. Anyway, they verify that there's nobody else that's a Gilliac. But Bortus and Kelly get sent to like this internment camp. And again, this is very drab, and kind of this whole section just blah, for me, just kills the whole episode.
It could have been awesome. It wasn't quite.
Yeah.
It didn't know what to do with itself properly. Like, it almost would have been better if they were violent. Because otherwise it's just sad people living out their lives doing nothing. And you know what I mean? It's not quite... like, if it was something in the water and it was, a disease that started 1,000 years ago was cured, then that's also a TNG story, but a disease that was cured 50 years ago, but whoever, cured it thought, well, no, we need these human people to be slave labor. We're going to keep infecting the water to make them violent and use them as slave labor. Like, that would suddenly develop the story more than just, although I appreciate the attention to detail to building this cool, like, internment camp set, Again, you kind of felt the scope a little bit, which I appreciated. And boy, that guard is a real dick.
Yeah.
Not a nice guy.
Well, we also get Admiral Ted Danson. I forget his name in
What's
this.
he from? Because I know
Cheers.
I've never seen Cheers.
Oh my goodness, you are young. Okay. Well, Ted Danson's been in quite a few things, but
Cheers
is what he's known for. So it was great seeing him. It just, they could have done an interesting thing with his. I forget what his name was, but at the time I was thinking, his name should have been what it was in Cheers, Sam Malone. So, anyway.
Oh, Bill Barclay's a great. Well, sort of. I'm sure he was trying to say it's just as stupid as when Wesley stepped on the grass in TNG.
That one also had the same feel for me. I was just frustrated. Like, that is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Beam up your people and just go about your business.
Well,
but no, we gotta respect their laws. It's like, no, you don't, because you didn't know them going down. So that is another episode that really infuriates me.
Oh, and Wayback Tech says Yaffet also got kicked to the curb this season too. I disagree. I think Yaffet's been in there just enough. Like, he was never a big thing in season 1. It was just him, use him if you need him, and they've used him if they needed him. Like, he was never a primary cast. He was like, oh, there he is.
Anyway, in the internment camp, we find this pregnant lady who's going to give birth to this special child. It's going to be, you would think it would fall under the same Gilliac thing, but it turns out something because of its birth, it would be raised to be a leader.
Well, no, it's because it's now the 1st of March. The leader month, and therefore we're born the leader month. That's it. because one day later.
Yeah.
And she was saying we're trying to make him be born earlier so that he'll be one of us and be in this camp his entire life.
That's depressing.
Yeah, but at least you could see him.
Michael Parker puts in $5. Thank you very much, Michael.
Oh, thank you.
$100 slips of gold pressed latinum to be donated for my Garrick expose. Peace, fellas. What?
Yeah, I'm confused.
Garrick expose. No One Special puts in $2. Astronomy not same on all planets. That's exactly what I thought. That's exactly the thought that went through my head. How stupid it was that they assumed that it applied to these visiting, and an alien as well, because Bortus.
But that's the point. They didn't even know there were other races until that day. So they're not going to be able to change the way they think. Of course, they're going to assume, because they've only known one race, and in their race, everyone born that month is a violent. So why wouldn't every race be born? Why would they think stars are different in other places? They barely know there's stuff out there. So of course you're several thousand years of culture. You would just say, oh, of course it doesn't apply to you.
It logically didn't make sense to me that a species that was that advanced to be able to contact alien life had that narrow mindset of thinking. Is it just this continent, or is it the entire planet?
Well,
if it was just this country or this continent, I could maybe buy it. But I know what they're trying to say. How stupid a lot of our belief systems and ridiculousness is. I get it. But it's so infuriating to me. It takes me out of the sci-fi moment of it. I just hate it. I didn't like this episode because of that. Beginning was fantastic with First Contact, but
see, my dad loved it for the exact same reason. I think though it comes off so strong because it is the leader of the government, the country. Like, his responsibility is to everyone, so he needs to enforce these doctrines. Like, that is his one job. And so if you walked into a random little town and they're their own little pen of Gilead, it'd be a little bit different. I think you'd find it more balanced, but because it is literally the head of the state.
Yeah, there is one comment there. Yeah, don't kiss in public in Dubai or it's jail time for you. Yeah, like little laws like that are different in different countries. Hand signs like this, in some countries could get you thrown in jail for some stupid reason.
Well, I mean, you can say, Fanny, you wouldn't say that in polite conversation here. You'd say it fine where you are. It's rude
fanny
here.
Pack.
Yeah. I mean, it's simple as that,
Yeah, well, exactly. We got a Dutch Middle puts in €229. Ted Danson was also in CSI.
I do remember his face from CSI, I think.
Yep. And Dreamer out there puts in another $5. Thank you very much, Dreamer. It's like trying to tell a Christian that humans are a random occurrence in the universe. They think their beliefs apply beyond their world.
Yeah, I watched.
We're not going to get into the whole religious aspect.
Well, I watched a debate show literally today, and there was a lady who they asked one Christian lady, so do you think all planets have the same God, as in like literally the same Christian God? And she says yes, and everyone in the audience laughs because all the planets have Jesus exactly as presented in the Bible. It's like, yeah, you idiot. Yeah, I know. It's just that sort of.
We better not talk about religion.
No, but I just relating a story from a thing.
Yeah. So, anyway, she eventually gives birth.
Although, what did you think of the development of the boyfriend character of the teacher? Because he also gets thrown to the curb really quickly.
Well, yeah, there wasn't much. He wanted Kelly back, couldn't understand what was going on, talking to Ed in his office. It's very. He was very minimal in this episode.
I don't know why he was written in now, because now we know his arc. It's like, what did he add? Except
they might have been trying to go for something else and then decided to change. Who knows?
Yeah.
I mean, he might come back. It might be that he has a recurring role or something.
Well, he was transferring off the ship. Oh, he's also a Krill.
I know, but we'll talk about that when we get there. But it could be that he comes back at some point in the later season. I don't know.
That's true.
But anyway. This lady gives birth, and Kelly's like, "Do you have any? You have a kid, Bortus?" He goes, "Will there be an egg?" No. And then later after the birth, he's like, "It would have been easier with an egg." Very, very much like Worf. Worf helps Keiko gives birth, and then finds out that she's pregnant on Deep Space Nine. He's like, "How long?" About 7 months. Oh yeah, I'm going to be off the station at that time, visiting my parents. It's the Bortus makes me laugh. He's a good character.
And again, that sort of comedy, you just need a bit more of it because that's just hilarious. It's not enough. It's nice that Kelly's not confident. She doesn't know what she's doing, but she gives it a roll. Though they probably should have done something funny with the birth, like not be human birth. They probably done with a little bit less human-y aliens. But whatever, move past that.
The Ben Talks puts in $9.99.
Ooh, wow.
Nice to see you guys reviewing good Star Trek. It's okay, Captain Foley. You can roll your eyes at this comment. Can't wait for your Identity 1 and 2 review. Mm-hmm. I know you love ships and battles. Yes, and I'm not going to roll my eye at that review. This is good Star Trek. We've already gone over that. Yeah. And you can enjoy Orville and Discovery. It's possible, to enjoy both. Another 100 ruble super chat. He is a plot device for Kelly's development.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what boyfriend is for. Yes.
And look at this beautiful shot of Orville. I mean, it's a really simple, textured ship, but it just looks pretty.
I got a lot of ship porn when I did my screen caps because I wanted wallpapers for my computer. So
it's good. It's simple. Just simple flybys are beautiful. So this dick man person comes in and. Okay, question? What do you think of Kelly in this episode? Because I also think she's getting underserved this season with not much to do. And even though this is meant to be an episode which has a lot to do, she's kind of going through the motions a little bit.
I knew something was kind of off about her character. I never really thought about it, but I think you're right. And this guy even holds a gun to her throat and says, say you're a filthy Jilliac.
Yeah.
And she refuses and then eventually says it. It's like, just kill me. I don't want to be here. Like, seriously. I wouldn't be saying stuff that people want me to say.
Well, I thought that was fine. I think she acted that fine, but, she's just reacting to the situations. I don't think they know what to do with her. Because a lot of the time she's just sort of being a stern commander. But what defines her outside of that? Like, the kind of...
The boyfriend and the relationship thing.
And that didn't... She's just not... She needs to have a side story to do something herself.
Yeah, well, I'm sure that'll come too.
Hopefully. Because just... I don't know. Because Bortus has so much. Bortus has a son and a massive culture thing. And Clyden. There you go. Clyden's a husband.
Clyde.
And obviously Claire has a lot to do. Isaac has a lot of interesting stuff. But, I mean, it's weird that she gets not as much to do. I don't know. So they find the baby because the husband rats him out. Because, this one will be a leader. It is kind of selfish of them to keep, this baby, as is the reality, will be a leader.
And this baby deserves an Oscar, man. When he pulls that baby out, the terrified look on that baby's face is so awesome. I mean, it's not awesome that the baby's scared, but you know what I mean? Like, that's a good actor already.
Yeah, or just pull a very horrible face behind camera. Yeah. Then we get... I always appreciate, though, when Lamar, every time he is used, he now, is on it. He's smart. He's there. But he's just not...
IP Man 501 puts in $15. Thank you very
goodness.
Much.
Crazy
IP Man, are you like a spy for... Anyway, showing my support for more Orville content. Well, thank you. That's very greatly appreciated. We do love Orville. We love covering it. We have to make it worth our while. Love the Discovery stuff. Love the Discovery stuff, but more Orville is always appreciated. Yes, and we've been really enjoying Orville. Both me and Samuel. We talk about it when we do talk, and this season's been fantastic. So I'm really enjoying this live stream. Actually, this is kind of a cool format, reviewing a few episodes. I don't know. Anyway, we'll see how it goes.
I mean, we've enjoyed just on our own recording the short ones, the more compressed, because they've just been nice free flow discussions. The scene by scene are awesome, but you need a lot to talk about, and Orville isn't quite that sort of show. We don't think, just because you can't relate all the tech and the aliens. It's all very fresh and flat. But it's good for general. I mean, 224 bills is pretty good, and yeah, certainly $15. And we've had a couple of really nice donations. Does make a massive difference, and it's certainly a good start. We've got 40 minutes to go at least. We're excited, and part 2 tomorrow. to because it could be a fluke. So keep donating to prove it's not a fluke.
Yes. Tomorrow's going to be a great discussion talking about identities part 1 and 2,
But was it a good idea, this plan to create a solar sail star to fake the entire planet into thinking that the star that went away in this, which I love as an explanation, a star went supernova, died, and that changed the constellation. That's a lovely little concept.
Yeah, I just wish it wasn't put in close orbit to the planet. I wish it was put further away in the solar system.
I know.
Because they make a point of that at the end. Like, what happens when they discover that? And he's like, I don't know. We just lied to an entire planet. So when they do get that space travel and they find out it is a fake,
it's a fake.
It's going to have really bad repercussions for the Gilliac on the planet, or are they going to have proven themselves by that point that they're not violent and be fine? But still, the Union lied to us. They created this star to save their people. That's, bullshit.
And they just killed like 10 of our people. But we'll get into that in a little bit.
Oh, yes. Dreamer out there puts in $5. Maybe one day when they find out about the solar sail, it'll help illustrate to them how stupid they are. Hopefully. And Zarkon D. Grissom puts in $5 as well.
There you go.
I found a sweet Orville model, yet to find any other Orville 3D models for renders. Great show. As for this one, I don't like the fake star tech. Yeah. Too close to the planet. Anybody with a high-powered telescope, which this culture would definitely have, would be able to detect that.
Their telescope tech could be off the charts.
Yeah. Well, the technology of the planet doesn't vibe with this ending. Like if they had put this solar sail or whatever, like in the orbit of like if it was our solar system, like Mars, where it's still far enough away that it's going to take them quite a while to find it.
Yeah,
I would have bought it a lot better. But anyway.
Oh, I agree. I think the concept is absolutely ingenious. It's a little bit obvious, but sometimes the simplest is the best. But when they said the plan, I was like, yes, it'll be, half a light year out. We'll jump there, we'll put it up, it'll be amazing, and it'll be a star. And I was like, oh, it's in orbit.
Yeah.
That's the least smart place to put it.
It makes me wonder, though, if anybody, like that baby that was born, is going to be considered like a Christ-like figure because it brought back this star, brought back the North Star, or not the North Star, the Christmas star that led the three wise men to its birth and woke up a culture. Is that going to change the future of this planet based on their religious beliefs?
Well, it's not religious, but yeah.
Well, no, it could. Some religion on the planet could see it that way, and it could become like Christianity of a sort. This could be worshipped its entire life. Could you imagine and become like the ruler of the planet because of this? All because of the Orville? Like this is like a.
Well, we had the Kelly one already from last season.
Yeah. But this is like a Khan space seed thing. Like, come back here in like 50 years and see what this did to the culture. I mean, I don't know.
All you'd have to do is say, just like Bortus and Clyden's son, I can't remember the name of.
So hold on. Andrew Kingle says, wasn't the solar thrusters cloaked? Yeah, they had a dampening field that they had associated with it, so they couldn't detect it easily.
Yeah.
But visually, if they got into orbit, they'd see it. So.
Which is, I think, was the point. Like, you're not there yet. So, I mean, you can't do spaceflight in 2 or 3 years. It'll be at least 10, 15, and by that time, because that last part of the calendar is no longer against all. Therefore, the society will have to rebalance when you can't blame, one side of it. Although it was very strange to me that because the star came back, that meant that all previous Gilliacs must now be not violent. It's like, so were they violent before? Did the star not be there make them violent? I mean, why would they not be violent now? It should be new people born are not violent.
Yeah.
Like, there's no logic there. That's the point, but...
I think somebody's here. Hold on. Can you talk to them by yourself for a minute?
I can, yes.
Be right back.
Now, welcome to the Commander Cockings Hour.
Stuff.
Oh, the killing. Oh, exactly, Commander. Thanks. So, guys, this is and Stuart never watches these back, so we have a couple of minutes where you can get just me time to ask any special questions that Stuart will never, ever, ever watch. Ha 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 ha. Well, I'll just keep reviewing the episode. Oh, that's my face. I'll just keep going. So, but I'm looking at the chat if you want to ask me any questions. But yeah, so I thought the. Oh yeah, so they escape. Does escape next? Yeah, they escape and they shoot lots of people. That's weird. Oh, wow, that was quick. It's real weird.
I'm back.
That was really quick. Didn't get a single dodgy. Because you never watched his back, so I was hoping I was going to get a question that you would never see. But, meh.
Zarkon D. Grissom puts in $10
Yeah.
as I come back.
Crazy.
This fledgling society with antennas is way better than the King Oceans. The Kling Oceans. Oh yeah, live streamed the last Orville because I could buy and watch it on YouTube.
Oh, wow. Cool. Did you vote for Brexit? No, I did not. That's funny.
Who would?
Yeah, well, some people.
Anyway.
And someone Necroglue haters attack Discovery for its wide plot holes, but Orville has plot holes big enough to drive a ship itself through. I don't think they have big plot holes, and Discovery Season 2 has a lot less plot holes. They're smaller. Season 1 has massive plot holes. Season 2 not so much. But yeah, so then they kill lots of people. See, the escape bit's fine. But just shooting... I mean, you haven't got pictures of the actual how they... I can't remember how they escaped the first bit, but just murdering these people... I mean, I'm... You know, to say that a single bullet in a body kills you is a movie thing.
Yeah.
Because you can easily shoot in a non-killing place. Like,
the problem
lots and lots of places. And so, most of these people wouldn't have died... Especially
Yeah.
if they got medical treatment, and they do, you know, people coming straight away, there's medics, I'm sure. So not all of them died, and if they're very good, they can make them not die, or they should have shot their legs. But it's very, it's a full-on shootout,
Yeah.
and it's very weirdly tonal for this show.
Pretty sure one or two of them died, and yet then they get tied to the post. They're going to be killed by a firing squad. Then the star shows up, and it's like, okay, we'll let you go back to your ship now.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, guys, in the ship, did you see that, you know, there's a new star that showed up? Can you explain that to us, maybe, before we let your people go? You just killed some soldiers, likely. You think they'd now be charged with murder and still be proving that they're violent.
And just this commander would should have a vendetta against them to make sure they pay. And certainly, yeah, like you say, this proves they're Gilliac. No one else riots. And they're worse, they're alien Gilliacs, even more violent. It was a very tonally weird, confusing thing.
Yes.
And it just sort of ends. And it just sort of ends when your pictures show Doom, then ship, then birthday. It's like...
Yep. It was that quick. There's no explanation how they got back to the ship.
The middle bit.
Yeah.
It should have been a star, and then the shuttle comes down and lands. And then they get, like, we escaped them. I mean, the dude made it. The president made it clear, never come back. So we can assume they're not welcome. But yeah, it's don't have a shootout if you're not going to resolve it, and don't let them be released if you're not going to bother to. And then the ending was so happy as well. Killing, happy birthday to you. We shot some people. Now there's cake. It's like, what the fuck are you doing? Let's have some cake. Real weird.
See, that song was worth a super chat. Somebody needs a super chat and thank him. So that was absolutely awesome.
And then the dancing thing was also that was a stupid tonal joke for me. I didn't appreciate that as much.
The jib jab video.
Yeah. No, I didn't like that. It was okay, but I didn't think I was. But I like them showing a birthday though. I think that was.
Yeah. That's
a fun idea, and bored to say I don't want to share my birthday. That's fun. That's a. Yeah. So this one then, Stuart, out of 10, I guess, lower.
Yeah, this one's a 4.5, 5 out of 10 for me. Like I said, I really enjoyed the first part. The first contact thing was awesome.
Well, what would you give that then out of 10? Just like the first half.
The first contact feel, I would give it an 8 out of 10.
Okay.
If that was the whole episode, just first contact, everything went well, and they got into the Union, and boom, that would have been a fantastic episode. But of course, no. Something always has to go wrong, and it was very poorly handled, I thought, and kind of this is a cheap episode because they didn't invest in new props really. They
what? No, they built the settlement and they had that massive crowd shot, and they built
that. They didn't build the settlement. It's probably a film set for something else.
Well, it's pretty cheap.
They used existing props, P90s, human tech. I can see it being a cheap one, like a cheap episode to make.
Well, it's not
Lots
as cheap
of extras.
not as cheap as like the next episode with Isaac. I mean, it's not as cheap as a bottle show. It's definitely mid-level cheap.
I guess there were a lot of effects with the solar sail and stuff as well, but
locations take money to go to. I mean, each one is a setup and a payoff and such. I think it's definitely not a cheap one, but yeah. So
anyway, yeah, what do you give
it? See, it's funny because I in my head I love the concept because it's such a good sci-fi idea, you know. So as an idea, I think it's an 8. But the ending, I forgot, was that abrupt. The ending is like a 3, but the start is like an 8, and I think the middle is like a 5 to 6. It's a almost there but not quite sort of episode. So I think I'm gonna have to give it 6 and something. 6.3. Like it's a great concept, not fully realized. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the concept was fine. I just didn't really enjoy the execution. But I'm being picky about this episode, I guess. I don't like P90s.
What?
They ruined it for me.
Excuse me? You come to this P90 defended house and say that we have multiple
P90s. Listen to this,
P90s.
guys. See? Don't go to his house.
P90 your face.
That sounds dirty. Next episode.
Shush. I'll P90 you all over.
Next episode.
What? That's worse, isn't it?
Next episode is Orville, episode 6. Happy Refrain.
And it's interesting. Before you jump on this one, this one I remember I was a good 5 days delayed watching it, and I heard lots of multiple negative reviews saying, "Oh, it's so rom-com, like it's so romance." And I watched, I was like, "Damn, that's a fucking well-told story. Holy shit!"
It's very well told, but I'm not a huge into the romance thing. So this is the one that I could pass over in a rewatch if I needed to.
See, for me, this is a 9 out of 10, if not higher. Like, the script was absolutely superb. I
agree.
And the fact that it committed, you don't see this total commitment to a premise ever. There's no cop-outs, there's no dumb bits. It's just this is a brave episode and so well told.
We got 2 super chats.
Super.
800 rubles.
Dude, thank you.
Episode 5, Orville is cheaper than Discovery, but my gosh, they do know how to use the budget. Orchestras and flybys are awesome. Absolutely. Also, Orville to boldly go where no Star Trek had gone before. Data barely touched the subject. Yeah. Zarkon D. Grissom, $5 again. Thank you. Was the stabilizer strapped to the solar sail to make the fake star not geek enough? Just kidding. LOL. Oh, I did think the prison camp was a bit for the set. Yeah, I agree.
I'm pretty sure they had to build that specially, and so the limited budget, it's all simple wood and stuff, non-painted.
Sure.
Yeah. It's yay, but also that's all they could do. But there's still, at least they did it. It wasn't this big green screen VFX. They were one. It was a thing. Although to represent the entire world's genetic population, it's this is 100 people could be here.
Well, it's probably just from that region.
It's
not.
Yeah. Yeah. So this episode, yeah. So this is the love story, and again, this is why I say that Claire gets so much in this season. She's pretty much the third most screen time character, and Ed. Yeah. I mean, he's a writer for lots of episodes. He's given himself so little screen time. Claire has more screen time than Ed, I think, overall.
John DeMarco says, I think this episode was key in leading into Identity.
Oh.
This one and the next one, for sure. But we'll talk about those when we get there.
And I actually have a bit of I don't think anyone said it before, which is why I'm going to say it for tomorrow, information from the man, the Mark, who played Isaac himself, about Identity Parts 1 and 2. And you'll hear about that tomorrow. And there's a really good reason for things. Sorry, I don't want to give it away now, because that's a big topic tomorrow. But yes, certainly. So yeah, the Claire love story. I don't remember the B plot, but it was.
Brett Barrow puts in $2 and says 9 out of 10. He totally agrees, Commander. So he loves this episode as well.
See, it's not even that I love roms. I don't necessarily love romantic stuff, but it's the fact that it is the Data subplot, but done, to the absolute extreme, and the ending. No one thinks they're actually gonna stay together. That is a complete no show would do that, except Orville, and so smart, crazy.
Zarkon D. Grissom puts in $2. and says, "True, they did make the set instead of faking it or fake it." Yeah.
Orville is so smart at spending money. Like they're very good with their budget.
Yeah.
Really good with the budget.
This episode starts out funny. Boris wants a mustache, so he gets his upper lip follicles stimulated. He'll have a mustache within an hour. All because of Gordon. Gordon thinking it would look good on him.
Oh, it's so stupidly wonderful.
It is. Then we got Isaac showing up with a banana because he knows that Claire gets grumpy after a certain time if she hasn't eaten. So it's like, he's paying attention. He knows stuff's going on. So
I mean,
a banana.
I told you, season 1, I said there's something there. Like they're playing into that. Yeah. Just the way you don't, that's his subplot. Didn't I not say it to you very early on in season 1, Stuart?
You did.
And so it's like, oh, they're gonna do that. They're gonna do that. Then he looks at a report and then redoes it, makes it better, and it's like,
fixes it instantly.
It's such a weird thing because Isaac is a machine, and you never. The great thing about this episode is that the Isaac character is always consistent. It's other people around him that are putting meaning on things, but that it all still makes sense, because Isaac is still just doing what he does and responding as he does, and love is what it is, but not really. Like, it's just a very intelligently written thing. Oh yeah, and they're always at warp. I love the warp effect. It's just warp. It's just TNG warp. I know. It's just warp. Yeah, mustache.
Saddam Hussein mustache. I'd say more it's like a Tom Selleck mustache. Magnum PI, man. Anyway, shows up on the bridge, and Gordon's like, "That's what I'm talking about." And everybody's like, "Oh, it'll be something that people will be talking about for sure." And then Ed goes up to him and he's like, Remember what I said about being careful what you say to Bortus? Yeah, this is probably one of those things.
I love that he likes it as well. Like, Bortus argues for it the entire time. Mocklans have no hair. No, it's not a thing they do, but I quite like it. And it's like, I love Clyden at the end. Yeah. The recital, again, the kid gets so much time. They really focus on these, which is, obviously the payoff to Identity, but I'm always surprised how much time.
Yeah. I love the piano. It's got it's a futuristic piano. You can see controls on the front.
Yeah, I noticed that.
So maybe it's a player piano. He's not actually playing.
Yeah. But I love how everyone's so impressed by it, because Isaac is obviously a perfect teacher. He must be, and he does. Every time Isaac compliments you, that means you are genuinely special. He says, you're a above average person. That's for him that's a compliment. I just realised that Lamar's here with his sort of maybe girlfriend. That's nice.
Yes.
That's
nice. And yeah, again, you can see a bunch of aliens in the crowd, which Orville does so great, just to add dispersed aliens throughout, more so than Trek. So
yeah. Oh, you haven't got any pictures of Clyden complaining? I don't like it. The facial hair.
I don't remember.
It tickles us when we kiss. I don't like it. He's like, people seem to like it. And he's like, I don't like it. He's like, oh.
He talks about that later, though.
Okay.
Michael Smith puts in $5. One of my faves, even though they touched on single parenthood versus traditional parenting and the challenges, was well done. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they do hit a lot of current issues with Orville. So.
Yeah.
Here we got the after party. Kelly and the boyfriend are still together here. But then Claire goes over and talks to Isaac, and he's like, "Oh, I love observing, human interactions during parties and blah blah blah." Yeah. Great back and forth with those two.
And Kelly, I need to talk to you. Tell you something. Can we have a drink? Oh, I don't drink, but I'm falling in love with somebody. Yeah, I'm falling in love. Oh, it's Isaac. 2 big glasses of wine. Tell me everything. This is absurd. What the hell? And Kelly's reaction is just priceless. It's like, I respect you. I'll listen. Please make me understand. Please.
Yes.
Please.
Yeah. But anyway, she goes and talks. So, yeah. And then, of course, Isaac has to ask for the worst people you could ask for advice from.
Well, no, before you jump on that, what did you think of Claire? The way she said, "I've fallen for Isaac." This, no emotional, like what, the way it was done. What did you think?
It was good because she was doubting herself. She's like, it might be just me projecting on him,
yeah,
my feelings, but I really want to look at this, and it was well done. I mean, I have no complaints, except that it's a rom-com, and I'm kind of like, eh. Very well written. Don't get me wrong. I agree with you. It is a good episode, but it's just one that I could skip personally. So, not enough space battles and ships for me.
But I like how she asks Isaac out. It's so like, and also I can't imagine them acting against the actor that plays Isaac, because that face. I mean, how do you like? There's nothing to go against. What are my feelings, Stuart? What am I emoting right now?
Well, it's the same as always. You're British, so you don't emote.
What am I, Stuart? What am I emoting?
Got your antenna up.
But it's a lovely way she asked him out. He's like, yes. And she's like, oh, like a schoolgirl. It's lovely. It's cute.
Yeah, well, the best part of a relationship is always the beginning, that getting to know each other part and the excitement. So it's very well played in this episode.
And he asks them, and obviously they're like, "Are you kidding? Oh my god!"
And then they run to the bridge and are jumping up and down. Guess what we found out? Guess what we found out?
Yeah.
Isaac and Claire are going on a date.
Because it's so far fetched, but it's so nice, and Yoffit's so like sad by that. It's like, she went for Isaac, not me. She went for a robot, not Gelatta's life form. I Bugsy'd first. It's like, well, yeah, sure. Both odd choices. And he comes in a shirt and tie, and it's like hilarious. It's like, he looks great though.
Dressed up with a bouquet of flowers, so he did listen to them, and because Lamar told him to look spiffy. And she's like, well, you did a good job.
Well, but again, he's still doing it all by the numbers. Yeah. As a program, this is what you do on a date subroutine. This is the experiment. It's very, but she's taking. I mean, that's the thing. He is.
Well, she's hoping for more, right?
Well, yeah. He is putting in effort. It's the right effort, but it's the effort according to a theoretical understanding of what you're meant to do. But isn't that what you also want in dates? If you went on a first date with someone and they took you to dinner, bought the dinner, got you to a favourite restaurant, and then bought you chocolates the next day, like, you want all those things, even if that's out of the rule book. So, is it thoughtful or is it just by the numbers? Well, it's both?
It's both, yeah.
So what do you take from all this attention? Well, he's just doing it 'cause. But... So it's how you understand it. So that's why the payoff is so strong, because this could all just be what it is. But it's, yeah.
But then the first dates, they go to the orchestra together, and it's cool seeing this full orchestra. This was a really well done scene to have the full orchestra in there, and there's even aliens in the orchestra.
Yeah.
And this is the scene where Clyden's like,
yes,
please remove that thing from your upper lip.
It's funny. Clyden gets a lot of good stuff.
It looks ridiculous. Yes. But yeah, the whole orchestra scene was just... I loved it. It looked great. Very well done. So
I'm assuming this happened because Seth knows an orchestra, and they were like, well, we'll give you press if you're on Orville, and we'll do it for free. Because it's such like... Why would you spend...
Did they do the music for the show? Because it's an orchestral score.
Maybe, yeah. Because it's such a waste of money for a scene... Unless there's that little fun deal, or this is actually Seth's favorite orchestra. Like it's such a, could be anything. Why is it this? It's so modern. I gotta say, it's way more impressive than anything TNG did with their stupid little musicals of 4 people on stage and 3 rows of. This is our theater. This is this feels important. This feels like a big deal. Yeah, and it works that the shuttle bay doors open. Because it's pretty, unlike some other ship, and this is again building the full shuttle bay set, except for the back wall, which is a green screen. They had a massive space and it worked so well. They used their budget so well. Oh, and then you get the dinner, favorite restaurant in wherever she's from, and the start of the really rom stuff, and he knows all about her, and it's so very clinical and it should be lovely, and he goes through her entire file, so everything's perfect and the champagne's perfect, and it's just like, but the fun is learning about each other. Where's the fun here?
And you gotta, yeah. Anyway, they end the date, and he's like, "Should we go out again tomorrow?" And she's like, "Well, give it a day or so, or no, should we go out again right away, or whatever?" He's like, "Give it a day or so. I need to,
think."
So that was nice
because the chemistry wasn't there.
Yeah,
but she does kiss him. I think first kiss.
Not yet. I would not yet.
Okay.
200 ruble super chat. Kelly's reaction was funny. Funny setup. Race to the bridge was pure comedy. Catharis, whatever.
Then they grill Isaac, and it's wonderful because there's slightly more emotion. It's just he just amps it up little bits, little head tilts and there's gentle pauses before turning around again. It's like, oh, okay, especially at the end we do stuff wrong, like little things.
Yeah. And then you get the girls chatting in sickbay, talking about how, again, she's not sure if she's projecting on Isaac, but she had a really good time. She really enjoyed herself. She thinks Isaac did, but she's not sure.
But also complaining at the non-spontaneity, knowing everything. Is it all in my head? Because he didn't feel that spark. Because he's attentive, but is it real attentive, or is it just,
Lizzie Smith puts in a £1.99. The shuttle bay door virus has infected Orville. Yes.
Or the porn virus has infected Discovery.
Ooh. Anyway, some great ship shots in this episode. Maybe I do like this episode more than I thought. Because there's lots of nice ship porn. Anyway.
Oh, yeah.
3 o'clock in the morning. And she wakes up to Isaac in her room with a cake. What are you doing? It's 3 a.m.
And that was the advice that Ed didn't give, or Kelly...
He's spontaneous.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, Kelly said, well, Ed did this when he wants, and he's just there with the cake. And it's like, that's a brilliant picture. So stupid. Yeah.
And the kids are like, why are you here, Isaac? Is that cake for us? Go back to bed, kids. And then one of my favorite scenes is the bowling alley.
Yes.
Now, tell me this isn't paying tribute to TOS with the bowling alley on the blueprints.
Sure.
They're bowling. It's in the simulator, so Isaac walks in.
Yeah.
And he's asking for dating advice.
Yes.
I love Lamar and his girl. You guys are seeing each other, and she's like, we're not really, are we? Kind of, yeah. And
then they suddenly are, like they become official.
Kind of puts them on the spot. Yeah.
It's adorable. It's a lovely little gentle. Yeah, it's nice. And good advice is given, and they say, yeah, be spontaneous, but like at the appropriate time. I think was advice. So he deletes his memory of it all, which is great.
And message here says, meet me in the simulator tonight at 8.
Then we get the epic thing. We get the hollow treat of the revealing of Mark the actor.
Yes.
Which
is great.
And actually,
it's something that...
Can you vamp for a minute?
Nope.
Well, I've talked Bill.
It's for a second. Yes, this was great to actually see the...
Oh, well.
Yeah, whatever. Great to actually see the actor, because you can identify the face with the actor now. So that's fantastic. I'm sure they're going to reuse this quite often in the upcoming seasons. So I'm going to shoot my dogs because whenever I'm on a live, they bark. If I'm not on a live, they're whisper quiet all day. It's only when I'm doing something that they feel the need to bark. But anyway. So he's got something exciting he wants to show you, but I can't even change the picture because he's hosting, but that's okay. And he's back now, so yay. So yeah, the Samuel, he's kind of a pain in the ass sometimes, but he's just kind of oh, hi. I mean, I love you. I was just saying how much you cheered me up today because I was in a piss poor.
Well, that's good. So I was just gonna... Thanks, man. So yeah, there's Isaac. And there's Isaac.
Dun, dun, dun.
See? It's the same man. The man...
He's even in the pose. He's in the Isaac pose.
I know, I asked him to. I was like, do an Isaac pose, and he did. It's good.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Zarkon D. Grissom puts in $2. He was great in that scene. Yes.
Yeah,
I've enjoyed Isaac consistently throughout the series, so.
Yeah, Mark was really good to meet as a guy, like a genuine like pleasure. And I've met a lot of actors, and he was a genuine pleasure to meet.
Nice.
And he played. He's still Isaac. That's the great thing. Underneath, like you can tell that he really is him in the suit because you can feel they're both so linked as a performance.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and yet there's so much more humanity, obviously. Although it is a bit weird, like it's such an easy cheat. Because it's kind of like saying, well, you're not good enough as a robot. I need you as a human. Like it's a weird.
She didn't request it. It was a surprise from him.
This is true.
And it was very heartfelt, and she really appreciated it. Because they have a nice dinner, they have their first kiss. Again, he's asking about
real
where she's from because he doesn't know. Yeah, yep. And then can we kiss again? They kiss again, and then she's like, "Environmental simulator, recreate my quarters."
Yeah, it went a bit quick there, didn't it?
Get it on.
I mean,
it did.
I mean, I guess Nick is straight away. They just made us laugh in the room. It's like, okay, there, that happened. First of his race to succeed in that mission.
I wonder if he was fully functional.
I'm pretty sure he was.
Anyway, then she talks again with the girls and says it was great. You know, every move I made, he like adapted to it. It's like perfect. And Kelly's like, that actually sounds pretty fantastic.
Yeah.
So the girl talk scene was great.
It does strangely humanize the robotness. It's like, yeah, he was a perfect lover. Yeah. There's something to that. Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah. And then he goes down to talk to Lamar about, now that we've had sex, our coitus, I need to break up with her. How do I do that?
Yeah.
Well, you want to break up with her? Well, I mean, that's probably not a great idea. She's going to be pissed, but this is how I would do it. And then we see him in her quarters, sitting in his underwear, disgusting, dirty underwear, with a beer, waiting for his meal, which has made him quite displeased.
What an amazing little moment, eh? What did you think, though, when he did say to Lamar, I've learned everything, I want to conclude it? Like, after such a powerful build-up and then the natural, oh dear, that makes sense. What did you think?
I thought that makes sense. He's a robot. He's fulfilled that intelligence gathering mission. It's time to move on to the next thing, which you would think would be more relationship, but I can understand at the same time how he doesn't want to perhaps lead her on. Maybe, I don't know.
Well, the thing is, if everything is a lead up to a next thing, date, official relationship, and then it's marriage and kids, successfully complete the mission. Raising kids, allowing them to have kids. Like, there's only a number of steps. So I guess what would be the point of having in the initial, before he realizes that the snap, it makes sense. What's next? What is a 1-year mission of relationship? Was he learn from that just to be in a relationship? So I guess it kind of makes sense.
Oh yeah. Oh, this breakup scene's hilarious. She's like, I was looking forward to going to the restaurant and trying the sponge cake, and he's like, trust me, you don't need any more sponge cake. And she's like, excuse me, like, and then she kind of clues into what he's doing.
Yeah.
Doesn't change the fact that she's pissed, but
yeah,
it was just such a great scene. I'm changing my mind about this episode being one of the worst. It's not the worst by any means, but
it's far
one of my least favorite. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I love that.
I forgot how many little moments there were.
And the fact that she realized it so quickly. There's no filler. There's no like. It goes on really fast pace, but like very natural. Yeah. So I appreciate that a lot. Yeah. And then I love this scene. Isaac goes to the bridge and they're just grilling him, but in like a, well, dicks would be dicks if they did that. And he's like,
that sounds like something a garbage person would do. You must be a garbage person.
It's really well played. Really, really well played. Because you can tell there's so little. I mean, again, to get performance out of the Isaac suit. Yeah. I mean, come on. I mean, it's such a, but it's done really well. Like that shows how strong the acting, the directing, the idea, could be.
And then the next cool thing is the next scene where she's at the bar, and Yaphet does the same thing. He makes his human self, which is cool. It's great to see the actors.
Yeah.
Yeah. But Yaphet's like, hey, how's it going? Being Yaphet. Hey, check this out. like Elastic Man.
Is it great?
Just, very well done. Very well done.
That's what the thing is. Yaphet's a great. If you need him, bring him in, and he just instantly does good. Like instantly, it's not a waste. It's not an overdone. It's just there if you need him.
Yeah,
it made sense. And Isaac apologizes. Is that the next scene? No. It's a music lesson. It's saying, "I'm here for the music lesson." Yeah. Nope. There's a but Ty
He's got a new teacher. He's got a new teacher. Their 26 fingers might seem like an advantage, but blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And then they do the investigation of the star and how he makes a mistake in the velocity.
Yes.
Because there's no way that the star could change. And I thought, oh, here comes like the B plot where there's something going to happen with these stars or whatever. It's like, no, he made a mistake.
Yeah.
Because his subroutines are all messed up. Well, he doesn't know that yet. He runs and does a diagnostic, and then finds out that because he deleted his knowledge of Claire.
No, because he's not working with her in the same way.
Yes. Well, yeah. Ed comes in and says, "You got used to her, essentially, and now that you've deleted that,
It's such a to see him make a mistake is so genuine because he's a machine. Every calculation he's reading data off a screen as well. So it's that his neural pathways like had a lapse of concentration. It's not it's a lovely little and the explanation I think is the most genius. This is where the episode really succeeds because it manages to turn love into the machine language, what that actually means in terms of machine, because they're not humanizing Isaac. They're representing what love is to that life form. It's still a life form, so a sentient, creative life form. It's that, yes, you've learned to be more efficient with Claire. You're less efficient without her. You want to be more efficient, and you do good. It's a lovely breakdown. They didn't cop out. They knew that first, and they wrote around it. Just tactful as anything, and then Ed has a great scene. It's lovely, lovely.
It's a great scene. Yes. Zarkandi Grayson puts in $5.
Thank you.
It's a mush episode. They tend to tug at you in ways that are uncomfortable if they're good, or they tend to be bland. I'm actually now that I'm reviewing it, I'm remembering all the little moments in this that I kind of agree with you. They make it great. So I think my score is being bumped up as we talk about this. So.
Because it's genuinely a sci-fi episode. Because it's the expression of the robot. It's not just a love episode. It's that commitment to that concept. So that's what it's not been done before in this concept in this way. Like Data finding love, or even the Doctor finding love. It's never been this from this way.
Anyway, we got another episode to go, and we're almost at the 2-hour mark, so we should rush this one along.
Okay, well, the ending is just, he apologizes.
Mortis loses his mustache.
Yeah, and he apologizes with Rain, and it's absolutely... She misses Rain, makes it rain.
The tune Singing in the Rain.
And he dances, I believe, and it's
so... No, they don't dance, they kiss and hug. That's it. And Gordon's like, this is the weirdest ship in the Union.
That's a perfect ending. Oh, then it has another ending of them going to the holosuite. It's perfect. That ending beat is absolutely 10 out of 10 perfect. And like I said, the humour that he brought and this... Oh, God, it's so good. Although, damn, that set got drenched.
It didn't, though. It was in front of green screen. I saw the behind the scenes.
Really?
Yeah. I thought the same thing when I watched it the first time.
Damn.
They ruined the set. But, yeah, there's 2 chairs and a little console and then green screen.
Damn, guys.
Look it up, man. Look it up, man.
I thought you'd appreciate it. There, but damn. Well, even for all the close-ups. I mean, obviously do it for one for all. So basically moved all of the internal pieces onto a green screen stage and then just...
Not all of them. Just go watch it behind or look at the behind the scenes photos later. But
damn.
anyway, so it ends with them walking into the simulator and him doing his human thing, and the door closes, and that's the end.
It's beautiful.
So I'm going to give this episode a 7.5 out of 10. I bumped it up. I really did.
Yeah.
It's got a lot of fun moments. It is enjoyable to watch, even with somebody that doesn't like sci-fi. Somebody's just into your lady friend that's into romantic comedies.
Well,
they would love this one.
This is kind of the whale one. Almost.
Which whale one?
For Star Trek 3, or the 4, this is like the whale one. This is like not all
anyone
fans
can watch it.
Yeah. You got to like sci-fi think a little bit, otherwise why would you care about a robot? But, yeah, and for me, this is probably like a 9.5. Like, maybe a 10? I don't know. Like, it's not like the best bit of Orville, but it's just like, just so well done for what it is. Yeah.
I'll still give it a 7.5, maybe an 8.
No, if you want a 7.5, give it. I'm not gonna say negative against that. 7.5 is still a great rating. It's still better than some of the ones you gave today. So that's
better than the last episode for sure.
Oh yeah. But just the script, I think, is just wonderful. Guys, what do you think? Because this one, people had a thing, not necessarily.
Andrew gives it an 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10 for Brian. Rounding us up. So.
Any more? And yeah, guys, we have 135 likes, 200 people watching. Please help us get to 150 likes at least. So click the like button right now. I'm going to click it because I haven't yet. Click. There you go. Click the like button would be
click it too.
Great. Yeah, thank you.
All right, so the next episode is episode 7, and this one's called Deflectors.
Yes.
At first I thought it said Defectors, but it was Deflectors.
Me too.
All right, so it starts in the environmental simulator, a World War II simulation. Japan surrenders, says what the paper says.
Yeah.
And this is the whole breakup scene, which I missed the first time because Discovery ran long that night. And I always miss the first minute or so of Orville because Discovery's running longer than usual. So I missed this opening, so I didn't see this breakup scene. I knew they had broken up later in the episode, but I thought it was done off screen. Kelly breaks up with him because they want different things out of the relationship. Got a 300 ruble super chat. Episode 7 is much darker than same week of Discovery one. Still, Orville is light and hopeful because it is dark only when it really needs to be.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Zarkon D. Grissom puts in $5. Thank you very much.
You're crazy.
I think this was an 8 to 9 out of 10. Yeah. Only because the two-parter was so good.
I think it was better than the two-parter. Just because the script was really on point. And
I can see why you'd say that.
And just because, like, a lot of the time a single episode, a single story can be better than two parts, because then if there's slow bits in a two-parter, it can drag it down. You know what I mean? You can balance out an hour easy than 2. So I didn't like this breakup scene because it made it all feel so redundant, and she doesn't neither handle it very well, and he also feels very bland. It was a really weird scene.
It's a good way to get rid of the actor if he's moving on to other things.
Yeah.
Maybe that wasn't planned from the beginning.
Maybe.
But it does help her character. She saw how much Ed was in love with Krill lady, that he had his heart broken. And then she now is going through this and realizing that they're not compatible, these two.
That's true.
So she's vulnerable now, and he knows that, which comes in later in the episode. But
also, Stu, if you want to get some food, like, you're welcome to eat on the stream because we're going a bit long now. Like, if you want to get like a snack, if you're hungry,
it's fine. It's fine. I'll be fine.
Okay. But yeah, I thought this was. Although I love the scenery, and I said it's going to come back because obviously you're not going to spend so much money to put this together if you're not going to use it again. So at least they did. But it was a very weird opening. Then this other shuttle comes in, Mocklin.
A shuttle. It's a ship. That's a huge ship.
Well, I mean, then the shuttle.
Yes. Oh well, yes.
Yeah, the shuttle's nice. I like that design.
Yeah.
It's good. It's good to see him just hang out. So it's just like it's good to just interact, just just cause
And this is where the engineer that comes on board, I can't recall his name, but he is Bortus's old boyfriend. And I love later Gordon asks, so when you break up with your boyfriend, is that like the whole knife divorce thing? He's like, no. What do? We extract a tooth and give it to the other. And Gordon's like, I knew it. It had to be something weird.
Yeah.
And then let me guess. The new mate eats it. Yes. I knew it.
That's the humor I want. It's great. Yeah. And I called instantly him flirting with the security lady. Like it's. I mean,
did you?
You gotta set up. You can't just throw it in. So I could tell there's a little bit in every scene of him like paying a little more attention to her than you would normally. And obviously for Mucklins, anything means something because they're so like stone faced. So I call that really, really early on. Did you not?
I did not.
Nope.
Okay. I didn't realize it till they were in the environment simulator dancing. And I'm like, oh, okay, now this is the thing.
It's a bit weird. We'll get there in a minute. But what do you think the plot is? That he's the best engineer in Mocklus and the Union. He's one of the best in the Union. He's here to upgrade the deflectors.
It's foreshadowing for the next episode. It's one of the reasons the Orville doesn't take a lot of damage.
Actually,
they don't mention it. They don't mention it again in the next episode. So it's like, why did the Orville survive all this? Because of this deflector upgrade.
They do mention that for some reason what are they called? The Kelpians, Kalians, Kamanites. Okay, thank you. Kalons. I should think Halon suppression. Kalons. They do mention they're upgrading the deflectors in the Orville. So throwaway line in part 1.
Yeah.
But do they I mean, they must finish it, obviously. But it's like, what? Yeah.
So they got upgraded, dually upgraded? Like, I don't know. Anyway.
It's weird. Because this would be like a plot point. They should use it.
Yeah, they should have actually changed that line to be like, we can see that the Mocklins have upgraded your deflector system. We're analyzing the results or something.
Or, beep, beep, beep. Oh, I see the Orville has 185% shield power of a standard, Federation regular ship. This is impressive. Okay, cool. Yeah. But I like Lamar in this episode. He's like, he's a good engineer. Give him 12 props for being his job. And Clyden gets so much good stuff. Clyden really does. He gets to all be, and he's not hiding it from the kid, and the conversation's awkward but real. It's a good, like, they really care about those characters, and you can tell.
Yes. Yeah, the whole jealousy playing out at the supper thing was funny. Anyway, they're upgrading the deflectors here, and they're about to test them, and she's like, I have cupcakes. Little Orville cupcakes. And, of course, I forget this guy's name. But he, of course, the tractor beam. Ah! And then she offers one to the engineer guy, and he's like, no. Are you sure? I've given you my answer. All right, then. Like, it's so well played.
But that would have been bad for him. But then he says, "Now I'll take a cupcake after success." Like he really
after it works, yeah.
So I really appreciate that. Now, is that that's not the girl that Lamar's dating, is it? Because she's also got the most cute button face.
That's a different girl. Oh, she's absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah.
But she was sitting beside Yafid at the piano recital, so I don't know if her and Yafid have a thing. She was also on that same side of the engineering station in that same episode, so she's a regular engineer officer.
She's cute.
But she's not dating Lamar.
She plays cute.
She might be single, Samuel.
I mean, and she can bake ships. I mean, she put Daedalus on it, Pegasus on it, Who's to say?
Prometheus on it for you.
Yeah.
No, wrong universe. Sorry. Anyway.
And look at that damn Mocklus planet. That's still a gorgeous model of that planet. Like we said in season 1, a really good planet model. Yeah. Sorry.
Anyway, here they go through a bunch of... This is the discussion about the tooth and stuff on the bridge. And then they go to engineering and upgrade the deflectors, and you get a nice schematic of the ship.
Yeah.
You can see the decks.
Yeah. And then it's pretty fun war games. I mean, it's really basic CGI, but they really do a lot of these maneuvers. I appreciate the commitment to the bit.
And I love how they keep missing, and she's like, "Stop being cocky, Gordon. They have to hit us."
Yeah.
All right, dumbing it down.
Yeah. Which makes sense. I mean, the Mocklins, you don't get a sense are like, that's not their forte is fancy flying. You know what I mean? That's not what they're about. So he has to.
And then they get frustrated, I guess, and launch a torpedo.
Yeah.
And it hits, and it's like, no torpedoes. I said no torpedoes, right? Yeah, I was there when you said no torpedoes.
And he's like, sorry, Ed.
I thought that was going to take a sinister twist.
Yeah.
When I first watched it, I thought, oh no, they're actually trying to destroy them now.
Yep.
Like, what's going on? They're trying to kill their engineer.
Yeah.
But nope.
They just got a bit.
Sorry.
It's got a bit gun heavy. It's great. It's funny. And it works, but it works. And Lamar's like, shut it down. No, wait. And it does.
It'll reinitialize, and sure enough, it does.
Then,
Zarkon D. Grissom puts in $2. Cute engineer with cupcakes. LOL. Yes. We approve. This is Trekyards and Fleetyards approved.
Both for cupcakes and for engineers.
For the cutie.
And cute people. Look, that's a nice publicity shot of them both smile. That's nice. And then see, look at the flirty face. Look at the flirty face. Come on, it's like, she's impressed.
Yes.
Oh God, the thinking of you. A bouquet. It's cringe.
Anyway.
It's wonderful cringe.
And the scene in Kelly's office with the cookie bouquet. Those are really good, by the way. There's a place around here that sells them.
Nice.
Ed comes in and, can I try one? And she finds out that they broke up, and he's like, oh. She's like, oh, that was so sincere. Thank you, asshole. I'd be the same way. I'd be like, oh, that's a shame. Can I have a cookie?
This is actually a really good scene because again, Ed's still a great guy, but he's honest but supportive, and they're both so good in this scene. It's really weird actually how good they are.
Yeah. And then they come in and they ask if they can go ahead with the deflector modifications. They'll be offline for 48 hours. Ed gives them permission, and then asks if he can take the cookies, and she's like, yeah, take them.
Please do.
He's like, seriously? Takes off.
I love that. Yeah.
Such a Family Guy moment.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah.
Then
she goes back to her quarters, and dude's in there.
That's
kind of creepy, man. I don't know. She even says, I don't know how you do things over on Mockless, but here you don't just barge into people's quarters without permission.
And this is why I was kind of impressed that they gave her an episode like right out the gate, because this is her episode.
Yeah.
And she's a wonderful middle in the entire episode. She's very professional. You know what I mean? She doesn't overact, she doesn't underact. She's very
She doesn't go off on a personal tangent. She stays very professional about the situation until the end. And even then, she's still very measured and delivered very well.
It tells you a lot about her, even if it's not the most dynamic storyline. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
He says, I kind of fancy you, and it is a bit weird. But I called it, so I wasn't like surprised. What did you think? You were surprised. Like, what did you think then? Well, this scene, I guess. You said you knew by the dancing, but when he said, I kind of fancy you. What do you think?
Well, I knew that he was into her because of the scene, but I didn't think she reciprocated yet until the dancing scene. So I was taken by surprise. I thought this was just going to be something that went nowhere.
Okay.
But just kind of a one-off, that's his, against Mocklin tradition or whatever. Mm-hmm. But not that they would actually start to kind of get into each other. So that's where I was.
And what do you think of though addressing the you can't the other side of the debate? What do you think about actually addressing this? Now fancying girls and for this, what do you think of that plot as a plot?
Again, they're focusing a lot on the Mocklins and their culture. I thought, another one talking about, because they seem to be putting a lot of emphasis on their culture. But I thought it was interesting, and it's I think it's going to tie in as well with no girls on their planet. Even the ones that are born female are made male. There's going to be some kind of tie-in with the ancient Mocklins or something at some point, as the two gender thing. But I don't know. It could be that the two gender thing is an evolution of their culture that they've kind of squashed to maintain the status quo of laying eggs and whatnot. I don't know. But Zarkon D. Grissom puts in $5.
Dude,
that cookie bouquet is so much better than the Tribble that doesn't eat fortune cookies or procreates.
Yeah.
Well, yes, cookie bouquets are awesome, I must say.
Yeah. But I liked him. It's another social issue episode, and I was kind of like, oh, another one?
Yeah.
Like, I would have preferred more sci-fi than this again. But that's very well handled. But I was kind of like, oh, okay, we're doing this.
That's what Orville is, though. It's pushing those norms, like, in every couple episodes. It's like, wow.
I was like, again? Already? Okay.
Yeah.
It's good.
But this one was well done, though. I thought it was really well done.
Very well done.
Yeah.
Oh, I love the Ed and Kelly. I mean, this is obviously they are going to get back together at some point. I mean, they're destined to be together because the fact is they both have that weird work-life balance. She said to the guy at the start, boyfriend Joe, "Well, I want to have
on
kids."
the other end of this conversation.
Yeah, exactly. Like we want different things. I will move off the Orville and have a family and do things. And she's like, "Well, I want to be more career." And okay, she has to get over her. You might send me to my death. But they can relate to each other on a deep level that might not be anyone else that can. And so I love their chemistry, that you feel like, which is a sad thing when she was not given this stuff. They don't give her much else to do, but as soon as she's given the stuff with Ed, they have chemistry as actors. Mm-hmm. Like, it's weird how that's suddenly, because that was the whole initiative of season 1. So that's kind of the way she was built, the character. So that's where it shines. I think they need to give her more stuff, but that's certainly where she shines.
Well, this is a great conversation with them, like you said. Plus, the guy that she broke up with is sending her text messages that are very sappy. Like, time didn't start until I met you. And Ed's like, oh, yeah, man, don't answer that. He's like, that's kind of the look on his face like, that's a good move, man. But, he's got to play it down for her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, very well done.
And then the great scene where she's like, oh, they need to be together. But, it's, the weirder things happen on this ship, and they go through the list of things that happened on the ship, and it's like, yep, that all happened in season 1.
Yeah,
a lot of stuff happened in this ship. It's not the weirdest thing. Nope, it's all fine.
Then they have a nice conversation. They go to the environmental simulator together, to this program that Kelly was running. Mm-hmm. And she goes, he asks about it, of course, and she says it's Earth, and it gets Kelly's mind off of things, makes you feel like you're not in space anymore. Makes you feel like you're around other people, that you're not, the same people that are on the ship. Mm-hmm. And then they see a couple dancing, and she teaches them how to dance. It's a nice scene. It's a very well done. It's a nice kind of first date, getting to know each other kind of vibe.
Yeah.
Which I didn't really expect was going to happen. I didn't think she'd be into him, but very well played.
It's kind of the, at least as I read it, as the, why the hell not? Like, I mean, she's left her planet where she's chosen not to follow that culture's standards. She's on an alien, she's on this because they're not like a hugely outgoing race. I'm on a Union craft, high position with aliens. I mean, all aliens are alien to me. Mm-hmm. This is just another alien. I mean, seems nice. I'll kiss him. I mean, it's just like, well, sure.
Yeah.
Which is kind of it's kind of like the Isaac thing again, but in a different context.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like a weird sweep. But I think the fact that they did it in the Moclan context really well.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah.
I gotta say, the dude is big.
Yeah.
I mean, when he was standing next to Lamar, it's like even Bortus, he's much taller than Bortus, so big guy.
And then the kiss, everyone's like, "I'm gonna go up, you're gonna come really far down." It's like, yeah, this is an awkward thing to do, but okay.
Then she gets called away by Kelly
to
deal with something in Kelly's.
Look at the happy face off the kiss. I didn't see that. That's nice. Sorry.
Yeah. She gets called away by Kelly to help with something in Kelly's quarters, and he starts dancing by himself. And Clyden comes in and says, "I know what you are." And it's commercial break time. And then
yes.
And then the scene in Kelly's quarters with the big flower. They're calling it an it. But he's like, "Hey, I'm a he." And this whole
But Stuart, it's cool because he's a mega famous actor.
Who is it?
It's Bruce Willis.
Oh, was it? I didn't know that.
Really? That's like the meme that's been going. Oh, that's Bruce Willis. That's why it's cool.
I did not know that. I'll have to rewatch it and listen
He's
to
like,
that.
"This, man, I'm Bruce Willis," and yeah, he just asked if you want to be a plant. He said yes.
There you go.
What do you think of the scene, though? Now you know it's Bruce Willis.
I don't know. It's funny enough. I thought it was funny the first time, but now that it's Bruce Willis, you should have said yippee-ki-yay.
Oh, you don't know. Yeah, it's a dumb. But this scene again, thought Kelly is so like, she's so the same person every scene. She should have done like something fun or like something in this scene. But it's a funny. It's so random. Like, I like there's a sentient plant. I don't like what the plant does, but I like the idea. Does that make sense?
It's just not all like that. All those plant creatures. I'm sure he's just a dick.
Yeah.
But yes. Anyway, she goes back to the simulator looking for him, and he is gone. And then this is where she says, "Computer,
Yep.
access timestamp 1701.7," which is the shuttlecraft Galileo's registry number. But
well, not just that, but her entire talking to the computer is verbatim what you'd say on a Star Trek computer. Computer identifies computer. Thing is, not aboard the Orville. Like it's super verbatim. It was kind of like
shuttle log is logged.
It was eerie how like there's not many ways you can say it, but it's like eerily similar. And so he sees the guy dancing. It's cute. Someone comes in. Really nice effect of like the digital static, and then we're like, oh, it's Clyde. Of course it's Clyde. Yeah, of course it's Clyde. Shoot dead. Oh. Okay then.
John dead. Yeah.
Do you see that coming?
No, I did not.
Yeah, I was sad. I didn't want it to be a dark episode. I was going for it to be like a nice another social one, and it wasn't. I was like, oh, okay.
I really enjoyed this one. I love this mystery aspect of it.
Oh yeah, no. I mean, at that moment, I was like, ah.
Oh.
But like the payoff is excellent. But I was like, oh, I wanted that to continue, like develop the engineering stuff, the tech.
Yeah.
But he's dead. Oh no, sort of thing.
Yeah. Another beauty shot, and then of course the replay of the incident from a different camera angle in the conference room, where they're talking about how the killer could have got away with this, and I love the mystery. And then the captain gets so upset, the Mocklin captain, because he finds out about their relationship, and he accuses her of doing something to him because he would never do that.
Yeah.
And it's just a yelling match, and Ed does a good job of calming everybody down. He's a very good captain. So.
Oh yeah, he's really like found a place. And I do like how Talia, I think that's her name. I just remembered it.
Yeah, Talia. Yeah.
I mean, she's like so calm, like he was this and this is real and and very just well done in the scene. But I love that they say that this is the perfect murder. You're smart enough to create a holographical gun with safeties off to kill the guy, and then you walk out and it disappears. It's a very smart murder. And I mean, at this point, I totally bought it was a murder. And although, again, I talked to my dad afterwards, and he was like, but I had an idea. And I was like, oh, maybe he thought it. And like, you kind of think there might be more. Because as soon as you do realise, well, he's an engineer, and he's the smartest engineer, and, because Clyden, that would be a really, really bad thing to make Clyden do, the character. Like, he'd be irredeemable, I think, in a lot of people's eyes. Because Clyden's a good, interesting character. Already he does a bad thing that's bad enough, but, that would have been too much, I think.
Yeah. I got another 150 ruble super chat. What kind of divorce is that? That's, I don't know. That's, yeah.
Well, you cheat on me, I'll disintegrate you in the horde.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Then she gets basically in trouble by Ed and Kelly saying, you should have let us know there was a relationship going on. I love how Ed's like, we're not going to go all HR on you, but, little heads up next time would be good.
Although I like that she's like, excuse me? It's my personal life. I don't have to. And he's like, and I love everyone's right in this scene because that's true. But also, it's you should know this is a, 1 out of 10 million, 20 million, weird anomaly Bortus race that likes women. This is going to be, with high engineers, this is going to be a political issue. This is something you mention. This is not like.
Yeah, but it was just starting. Like she didn't have time to report it really because she went and saw Kelly and she wanted to get back right away because she left him alone in the simulator and he's gone. So really, she's behind the 8 ball as far as that goes. She didn't know it was going to lead into that with dancing and everything. And
was the next day? I mean, Max.
Yeah.
So no, like I said, everyone's right, but it's a weird one because
And she goes and talks to Bortus and says, did you know that he was like this? Because you guys were dating. And Bortus is like, you engaged in this dangerous behavior with him and you're partly to blame. So a good tension between those two.
Well, he's basically like, I never want to talk to you again. Like, leave me alone. Like, you are dead to me because you got him killed. And it's to see because Bortus loses it. Bortus loses it for a split second. And it's like, ooh. You know, give the guy that doesn't emote extra much something else. It's like, oh, yeah.
The next scene I find fantastic. This is very much LaForge and Data trying to figure out what's wrong with the holodeck.
Yeah.
So well written, so well done, so TNG feeling. They're trying to strip away the layers of the programming so they can find out what the person actually looks like. But there's a danger that it could delete the information. But Isaac goes ahead and does it anyway. And of course, then it's revealed that it's Clyden, but it's not.
And just, it's funny how people don't trust us as much. Bill Barkley, just check the credits for the episode. No mention of Bruce Willis as a plant. And it's like, I know, but Seth MacFarlane tweeted it, and this is a confirmed. I'm not saying it because it's a whatever. It's confirmed. If you listen, you can tell it's him.
A little hidden Easter egg, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's lots of uncredited roles in lots of films. I mean, that's just a thing you do because it's one of those things like you call a friend. We do a non-paid, like 2-second thing for me. It's fun, uncredited. Yeah. Like that happens all the time. Like not Liam Neeson, James Bond, Daniel Craig was a stormtrooper in Star Wars Episode 9, uncredited, just because he wanted to be. Like
even had a speaking role, yeah.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. Like it's just a thing that happens all the time.
Oh. Dreamer out there puts in $2 and says that armory though. Yeah, the armory is fantastic.
And again, another set just because it's great, great.
And Jeff Jacobs puts in $3. If we get to 200 likes, I will do this again.
Oh, dude.
I think we're at 160 or 100 and some likes. Yeah.
Come on, guys. 287 people still watching us after 2.5 hours. 200 likes, and thanks all for joining us and staying with us because
this has been fun.
Yeah, a lot of fun and a lot of good super chats. Also, we'd like some more by the end because we'll almost end up we'll do like a general Q&A bit.
And but, I think it's more fun talking about Orville for one simple reason: there's no established canon, so there's no. This episode breaks this canon rule, and whatever. It's all like being laid out before us is like this brand new thing. It's like it's like a fresh new suit. It's like feels so comfortable.
Well, yeah, you can just enjoy it for what it is because it is what it is, and I feel like they aren't gonna make massive canon problems because they're gonna really care about their universe and obviously building the universe and you know, I mean, world building. The Orville is just super world building.
Yes. Anyway, so Clyden gets thrown in the brig.
Yeah.
As their only suspect. Well, pretty much confirmed that it's him because of the replay.
Yeah. Smoking gun, eh?
Yeah. And Bortus is like... Bortus actually believes that he didn't do it by the end of this conversation. He's like, well, you know, our kid's getting home from school. Go prepare his snack. Like,
yeah.
It's just... It's relatable on so many levels, this show. The way the conversations happen, it's so natural and so realistic that...
Well, and beyond that, because they level it. Like, they just almost broke up. Like, and now he's done murder? Or his ex-boyfriend? Like, but he believes him. That I didn't expect that. I was like, wow, you're actually taking the high road. I was like, damn, brave choice, Orville. Like, yeah. Because at this point, I was like, yeah, he did do it. Didn't want to do it, but he did.
Yeah. And we got the scene in the mess hall where she's talking to Gordon and Lamar, and she's like, I'm kind of glad this is going on because I haven't had time to let this sink in as to what happened. She's very focused on her job, which I love.
Yeah.
She's not going overboard, not going on a personal vendetta, as I said.
Yeah.
So love her character. I think she's great for this role, position on the ship. So.
Well, she just shows experience. Just you know, she's lived a life, and she has great judgment as well. And she does, she does actually convince Ed to keep her on the case, which really she shouldn't be on earlier. We a lot of things to talk about, but you know, again, just she gives a good argument, and she sticks.
Yeah.
And then they replay it.
And this is where she says he's not dead.
Yeah.
We're dealing with the smartest engineer in the fleet.
Yeah.
He's on the ship somewhere. And then as soon as they said that, I got the TOS court-martial episode vibe with Ben Finney somewhere on the ship. So she's ordered to go find him. Mm-hmm. And the orders she gives to her security team are, okay, we're dealing with this really smart engineer. Mm-hmm. His life signs are going to be masked, so all you have is your eyeballs. So let's scour the ship. Let's find him. And the search is just typical search. They're looking in weird places and, behind cargo containers and in Jeffrey's tubes, which are too small for anybody.
And they use later on as well, aren't they? Oh yeah, those things. Yeah, I'm glad. You have to use them later.
And of course, she's the one that finds him on the shuttle, behind a personal cloak.
Well, yes and no. And I thought it was a bit weird. Like, why is he in the shuttle? Why doesn't he just leave? Like, it's a weird place to. Why just stand in the shuttle waiting? It seemed like such an anticlimactic find.
Yeah, well, the episode needed to wrap up at this point because it was getting near the end. So.
Yeah. Although the cloaks only make sense. The field can do the whole ship, or just me. It's just doing me.
Yeah.
This was a sad confrontation. This was a genuine, like, gut-punching thing.
Yeah.
Did you think, though, she was going to let him go?
Yes, I did.
Me too. Yeah, the way they were playing it, and so when she actually brought him out, I was like, oh, damn. Girl, really?
Again,
Ooh.
Shows how good a security officer she is. She does her job. She doesn't let personal entanglements get in the way.
But is that right? I don't know. I felt like she should...
Considering that Ed let her continue the investigation,
True.
I think she said she was doing this to show him how good she was in this role, and that he can rely on her.
Yeah. So. Well, I mean, what does she owe this guy? I mean,
nothing.
But she's got this new captain. Yeah, I suppose, but it did feel like he's probably gonna get killed or put in prison for life. Like, you are putting him in prison for life, or you just let him go. Like, it felt like such a Trek thing to be let him go or get him. Yeah. I mean, or when she says I'm not gonna do it, he's like, well, I'm not gonna take asylum. I'll face it, but she still puts them in that position. It feels like a really, like, it's just such a sad scene,
It is.
Oh. But
the next scene's great. You know why? And I made sure I got screen caps of this. This shot of the two ships. This is the end of Star Trek 6. Yeah. It's Enterprise and the huge Excelsior, and then how it banks off. Yeah. It's the exact same scene. Like, by God, that's a big ship. So that's another nod to Trek, I think, with that scene set up the way they had it done. And
an Necro Globule says, I just didn't buy that Talia meets this guy, and 15 minutes later they'd run off together. So I didn't buy she run off with him, just think that it's unjust what the society's doing to him to let him get away. Not that she'd go with him, no, certainly not. They're not in love or anything, but, like, it's not right, so I shouldn't do what's wrong. But then again, we have focus on the Orville respecting societies.
Yeah.
So it even more so than Trek ever did, I think. And yes, only 16 more likes. We hit 200, guys. 16. Yeah. Come.
Do it. It's a challenge now. Can we do it? You guys can't do it. You guys can't hit the like button. I promise you. If you try to hit that like button, it won't work. I guarantee you. We've put in a new algorithm that you cannot click like. So we dare you to try. Yes, anyway.
It's broken on over 100 million computers. So we think you're all one of those 100 million. Yes. That's just the way it happens, guys.
Anyway, more Kat and Ellie discussion, and then, of course, the boyfriend shows up. And it's hey, I'm been reassigned. I'm heading off the ship now. Bye. It's fine.
It just you know how a firework, like a little, ember fizzles out. Yeah, exactly. It just fizzles out. It's just yeah. It feels like it must pay. Like it does show us that she's meant more for Ed, like how their brains work, and how they both had. Something else, and neither work for different reasons. One being an alien spy, the other being just not right for him. But they probably both need that perspective. Moving on and realizing, well, actually, we're both really, they obviously were good for each other. They married each other. Yeah. And then Clyde and
final scene with Clyde, and then her discussion saying, "Don't ever stay away from me. What you did was disgraceful. You're an awful person.
Yeah.
Only talk to me when you need to." And then she turns to the window and starts crying. And they hold on the shot quite a while. Again, more great acting, as you had said from one of the other episodes. It's just beautiful, awesome.
As a payoff, I mean, you've done perfect screen caps here. He comes in big, "Thank you, Commander, for saving me," and she's like, "Screw you," and he's like, "Okay then, I'm leaving." And it's just like a really hard to watch turn, but it's like, yeah, you did a bad thing, mate. Go. I don't care. Go. It's a hard scene because we like Clyden for the most
Get
part.
knickered.
Huh?
Go get knockered. Go piss off. I don't know what's a good insult.
Nothing that you just said.
I know, right? 300 rubles. Hold on.
Okay.
If she'd let him go, Clyden would be imprisoned. If she let him go, Clyden would be imprisoned. Oh yeah, because they would still think that he had killed him.
Well, you know, I'm sure you could go into the files and prove that it wasn't him by like dissecting them. I mean,
maybe, yeah.
Or she could convince him to, you know, tell her how he did it, and then they could prove it. I mean, I'm sure, you know, I guess he wanted Clyden to take the blame, but as long as he was away from the ship and his people, he could exonerate Clyden, saying, But I guess, yeah, I suppose, yeah.
But anyway, he goes on. I could say, by the way, it's so good that Orville is episodic. Episodes end with finales, not hooks for next episode or season.
Hmm.
Yeah. That's where it's got that TNG feel to it for sure, for the Orville, which I really like.
There's also where if the episode isn't resolved well enough, you do appreciate the longer story form because you're waiting for like the next episode is very exciting, whereas in this it's like if it didn't pay off, like with you with the last episode, it didn't quite pay off, so you're like okay, ending, move on. Whereas in Discovery, it's like I want to see the next one. Like so, they have different strengths and benefits. And I do appreciate how Clyden and Bortus react because again, there's such a rocky relationship now. But it's
it has been for a while.
But it's still not. It's still hanging on there, and he felt like there is still some like it's not gonna go away. But it's like
Bortus turns around and Clyden kind of looks at him and realizes that he's just a complete asshole. He just got talked down to by her. The look that Bortus is giving him, he just hangs his head and goes into the next room. He knows he's coming across as a bit of an asshole. Maybe his character's going to start changing from here on in.
I don't know. Look at that. Look at that Bortus's face. Like he can do so much expression by non-expression.
Yep. That's
a really good actor for that role. They really like hit the nail out of the park with that actor.
Yeah. And then the last scene, of course, is in the courtroom on Tassus or whatever the hell the planet is called.
No.
Yeah, I don't know. I was thinking Bortassus was a great name for a planet. I don't know. And the judge bangs his cube gavel thing.
Yep.
And that's the last scene, except for her leaving the conference room.
And that is a long, sad, very wide shot on purpose. I was surprised we saw the courtroom again because that's like an expensive, set to put back up again for one shot. So I guess it might come back later.
Yeah, we don't know what happened. Whether he gets thrown in jail, whether he gets executed, whether he gets banished to like the desert or something.
Yeah.
I have a feeling we're probably going to see the character again at some point.
Yeah.
That's how the episode kind of ended for me. I think we're going to see him again. Probably not right away, but yeah. I mean,
well, it feels very short-sighted to imprison your best engineer ever. Yeah. Like he's useful. Don't waste him. Right, so that ends the screen cap. So I'm now going to go on autoplay through the scraps screen caps so you can enjoy visuals while we finalise. Oh, we hit 200, Stuart. We hit 201 likes. Woo!
Yes. Yay.
Oh, I only had to open up 39 new accounts. Thanks, man. So yeah.
Send us $1 from every one of those 39 accounts.
That'd be cool.
So anyway, this one I'm going to give an 8.7 out of 10 because I really like this one.
It was, for some reason, it didn't quite click with me. I don't know why, but I appreciate everything about it. I'm going to say an 8, which is still obviously great. I get why it was great. It didn't quite click, but I know why it's great. Yeah,
I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed the investigation aspect of it, the ships fighting, so there's a lot about it I really like. So I'm gonna get 8.
You know what I think? I think it wasn't. I think it was too dark. I think it needed those more Orville humor lines. I think it was so serious and focused that I was just down the entire time. It didn't do the Orville that I wanted. It just did the TNG with the harder edge.
Yeah.
That's me. I think.
Yeah. We got 3 super chats.
Oh,
Michael Harden puts in $1.99. We made it to 200, I hear, and we did. All because I dared you and said you couldn't do it. Jeff Jacobs fulfills his promise, puts in $3 and says, nice, 200. Never been happier to donate.
Neither have
Jeff's
we.
Jeff's an awesome moderator. He's talking to you guys. He's like setting these challenges for the likes. I love that. So good job, Jeff.
It's great. You do it so we don't have to, so we can just be talking crap at you and you guys support us in a great way. This is Team Trekyards. We really have a great team. Couldn't be proud of the team we have.
Yes. And Zarkon D. Grissom puts in $10. Thank you very much, sir.
Crazy man.
And he says 200 likes is way more than I've seen on Orville episodes on YouTube. So,
thank you, I guess.
T-Berg's Hi-Fi fan puts in $5 Canadian and says, good job, gents. Well, thank you very much.
Yeah. So, final thoughts, I guess, on episodes 3 to 7. A journey we have just lived, Stuart. Whew.
And we did it in like 2.5 hours. I thought it was a great format. I love that.
Pretty good. Pretty great.
But anyway, yes. Orville continues to be consistently good for me. I'm really enjoying it. You can enjoy this and Discovery. This has a very TNG Star Trek kind of feel to it, as I said earlier, and I really am enjoying Orville. I'm looking forward to more, obviously, and I'm looking forward to reviewing it as well. I think this live chat was I can fairly confidently say was a success. We're going to see what tomorrow holds, where we talk about Identity Parts 1 and 2.
Yep.
But I was really pleased with the interaction, the super chats, the amount of people that were here.
And
would like a few more. Yeah, I would like about 250, but
we got close, and we didn't. We stayed over 200 for a bit. But obviously, it could be a fluke because the fact we did do 3 episodes. If anyone's like, not everyone's seen every episode of Orville, so people who in our audience have seen a couple were like, "Oh, I'll tune in because we've seen a couple." Whereas just one episode, people might not join in for that, and also might not have seen it yet because there is a UK to non-UK, whereas everyone's seen 3 to 7 who's seen the Orville as a fan. So this was going to be slightly stronger.
Yeah, apparently Identity Part 2 comes out in the UK tomorrow at 9.
So we need to plan our lives
at 10.
After UK seeing it, because that's only fair.
Well, our live starts at 10, so it's perfect.
Oh yeah, it's true. That's true.
Yeah. So and plus the first half we're going to be talking about part 1 anyway. So it gives people that 2 hours to before they tune in if they want to hear about part 2. So that's fine.
But actually, that'd be quite good because Discovery, obviously, it's all access, and Netflix. No, it's always next day anyway. So it might be worth if then we do the Orville reviews on Wednesday, like even Thursday. No, I guess Wednesday, so that hopefully UK people have seen it. If we do it late enough in the evening,
yes, so Thursday won't work.
Thursday will not work.
Okay, honestly, guys, if Discovery and Orville weren't on the same night back to back, we would be doing both reviews weekly. But it's just it's hard with the way we schedule things. So
yeah,
keep that in mind. We might do this again where we let the episodes buffer up to maybe 4 or 5, talk about them all in one live
just
chat.
3, because 3 might work well for 2-hour format because we're almost at 3 hours.
Yeah. 200 ruble super chat. I hope we'll see Solana, Alara's sister, again. I'm sure we will. I'm sure we'll see the family again. Yeah.
Although Raj says Identity Part 2 comes out on Thursday, which is a problem because it means we. So it's a full week behind in the UK, which really doesn't help us doing that. So we'll have to wait for a couple. So yeah, guys, ask final questions or final thoughts on these 4 episodes. And then we're going to do the 2... Well, I guess I'll reveal it now then. So tomorrow, we have a sort of special guest. Talk about Identity Part 1 and Part 2. I'm going to Google his name, because I actually know his name. So yeah, we have the actor that plays Isaac, Mark Jackson, will sort of be joining us tomorrow to talk about Identity Part 1 and Part 2. I had the wonderful privilege to meet him. We saw the picture, but I'll show it again. I had the wonderful privilege to meet him literally this last weekend, so I saw him like 2 days ago. And a great chat with him. And I interviewed him, and I managed to interview him for quite a while. I did talk about Identity Part 1 and Part 2, and so we're going to release a full interview with him later down the line, maybe even soon. And because we can then say...
Probably this Saturday.
Only, but no one said anything about that.
Sorry.
Well, and hopefully we can put a clip of that in tomorrow's live and show you what the man himself thought about Identity Part 1 and Part 2. how cool is that? A little bit clickbaity of a title because he's not technically in it. Well, he is technically in it. And what do you think, Stuart? Does it count as clickbait if he is in it as a new interview that's never been seen before?
Nope, it's not clickbait then.
Okay.
We're perfectly in our right. Plus, it's a Trekyards exclusive video.
It is, and it'd be nice to get some more views.
And Joe Wright, same time tomorrow. It'll be 5 Eastern Standard Time,
Yes.
10 in the UK. So,
Yeah,
Grand Tour is great. I got to say, Bill Barkley. I don't know where that came from, but I love the Grand Tour.
Yeah, I've seen 2 parts, and it was fun. It was entertaining for sure.
Yes, I've watched them all. I'm eagerly awaiting the release of the next one because they didn't release them all. They're releasing them weekly on Amazon Prime, and it's like, seriously, guys, they're filmed. Just release them all. I want to binge watch that stuff. So, but I got to wait a week, do the 1980s thing. Ugh. Damn it. Anyway. But yeah, I really enjoyed this live chat. It really re-energized me. I'm not burnt out after 2 hours and 40 minutes. Usually at 2 hour mark, I'm like, yeah, and we're gonna go now. But yeah.
No,
so thank you guys.
Yeah, it's been a good time, and there's so much good to talk about. I mean, the Orville. I mean, what have we said negative? You know, really,
well,
it's.
That's what I mean, though. But there's no canon to break. There's nothing to get wrong. It's its own team. It's doing its universe building. It's unfolding before our eyes. We're only in season 2, so there's nothing to really complain about, unless there was bad writing or bad acting, and there hasn't been so far. So,
I mean, Orville is never bad. Sometimes mediocre.
Yeah.
And even the mediocre is either because it's very samey or it's just not pushing to the same heights it could be. But it's just a solid show, and yeah, like I said, I don't know anything you could not like about the show. And it's and clearly,
a lot of people hate it though. A lot of people don't like the ship designs. A lot of people don't like the humor.
But that's you can't please everybody. I mean, some people still hate the Enterprise D design. Some people hate the Connie design, the original one, because it looks old. I mean, there's some people you just can't win over. And at that point, it's like, well, okay, you can't win them over, you know. But you know, it's just.
Zarkandi Grissom puts in $5. Oh, Sam, I was just joking about uniforms. Y'all are cool people. I must have missed something.
Yeah, I don't know what you mean. Sorry.
We know you think we're cool people. Otherwise, you wouldn't donate and be with us and join us. And yeah.
Sorry, we're obviously talking off live as well. What people are talking about, so it's kind of like sometimes hard to keep up with what people are talking about. Like I said, my biggest problem with Orville this season is that they've lowered the humor a lot, and it's taken a massive backbench. I mean, season 1, the first 3 were way too stupid humor, and it was the wrong balance. Then the second half I thought was very well balanced. It was lots of humor, lots of good stories, and they were good stories. Season 2 for me has been the humor's gone down at least 50%, so it's now just occasional one-liners, and it's all drama. But that's just the same stuff as other shows. Like I'm obviously gonna watch it, but it's not unique anymore. So a lot of the stuff I'm like, it's good, the stories are good, but what I enjoyed about the show is not there anywhere as much. It's that balance. It's not the fact that it's funny. It's being able to make this joke or this joke or talk about like almost fourth wall breaking. It's like, wow, that gun's a really small sci-fi gun. Now it destroys a mountain. You know, make some sort of weird joke. I mean, these sorts of really clever things that if you write them cleverly. So I'm unhappy about that. I don't think it's as good as season 1 in that respect, even if the stories are strong. And I also do think that when Seth pitched his first season, he pitched damn strong stories because they were like, these have to be amazing. They're flexing their muscles in season 2, and they're definitely more social issue. But I'm missing the humor so much that that spark. Like I'm watching TNG again with a bit of funny. I want my Orville, you know. That's me. Everyone's, you know.
I think it's a nice balance. I do really enjoy the humor though. I didn't think the first few episodes were too humorous. I really enjoyed that because I'm a big Family Guy fan, so I thought it was fine. I don't mind that they toned it down. And what the humor they do use is spot on, perfect for what the situation is.
It's almost all hits, which is great. It just needs more.
Yeah, yeah. But I'm fine with the amount that there is. Even I don't think there needs more.
Okay. So look at the chat. Anything else to know about will be on for 5 more minutes. Yeah, he wants to be the final super chat. It's been a tremendous. Hopefully, you guys will join and join back tomorrow, because that would be certainly cool to have even more interaction tomorrow. A lot less to talk about, but at the same time, a lot more to talk about. Yeah.
Yes, tomorrow will be a fun conversation for sure, because a lot of people really enjoyed the Identity Part 1 and 2.
And I just I appreciate that we've still got so much left of the season, that this wasn't the season finale, it's just the next thing. That we're gonna get another one, or you know, on maybe Saturday for me, I suppose, or Monday, I think. Yeah.
I really got to go soon though, because she's at the store and she needs to know what I want her to get, so I need to call her. So we got to let this go, guys.
Oh.
Zarkhan Degress puts in $5. It would be cool to someday see how the loop engines work, or someday, yes, the quantum drive,
and you win the final thing. So great. We will. Oh yeah, any mention the latest news from the Picard series? I mean, who knows who the cast is? They're people. There's nothing to talk about, and the casting news was from a website I never heard of. I don't trust with the barge pole, because it's not corroborated.
Once we get more concrete information and even a series title, then we'll be jumping on that.
I mean, if at least Trekyards did a good article where it's possibly Star Trek Destiny, that's their in-house title, and like that's fine. But like I saw other YouTube channels, you know, we don't like jumping on information that we don't think is real, because it's like we're debating about nothing, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
You come to us because of that, because we maintained our integrity for 15 million views on YouTube, guys.
Yeah. And Robert Hayes says, the 2 actors, isn't that interesting? Well, no, because we don't know who they are. We don't know what they're going to bring. They're just people. I don't know them from anything else. So no. What would we say? They were in this, which we've never seen. This and this we've never seen. It's like, they're people. Until we see them like if there's an image released of them in uniform, it's like, oh, Stuart, look, it's a post first contact, amazing, but it's now red like Monster Maroon. Let's talk about that for an hour. We'll do that. Then the face doesn't even matter. It's the uniform, but not the people themselves. It's like, all right, guys, have a great evening, Stuart. And I'll go back to wish Dad another happy birthday, even though it's not his birthday anymore. But that's okay. I'm back to Romulus War for a little bit because got to do some more renderings. See you tomorrow, Stuart, for another.
All right. See ya.
Bye.
See you guys tomorrow too. 5 Eastern Standard Time.